Live from Hollywood, California, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funnies, Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Man, I hope I can hold it together today, man. VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, man. I want to welcome everybody joining in right now. Live on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. We're StreamYard, IG. I'm your host, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny. That's because I always think I am just all of that, man. Like I am. I got all the nicknames for y'all. Y'all know, man. The Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Shat, the Creamy Kobe, the Blue Eye Barkley, Mr. Never Shut Up, VA's Top Talk Boy, the Big Vanilla Color Card. Now I'm the Big Vanilla HBCU. I'm the most Big Vanilla-liest dude to ever come out of an HBCU. If I was in school, I'm a Kappa all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, hey, yo, all the Kappas out there, like, holla at me. I know people go, oh, do it public, man. Fuck that. Y'all let D.L. Hughley and Anthony Anderson in. They ain't do the joint in college. I want in too. All right, we're just going to call it like that. Anyway, great show for you guys lined up today, man. Y'all hear the music in the background. Yo, YouTube, do not silence my shit, okay? Don't take this from black people. If you haven't heard the news, rap icon, rap legend, a man that has been sampled more than anybody in the history of rap and hip-hop, Biz Markie has succumbed to his sickness. He has passed away. He has left us and went on to be wherever he believes that he was heading anyway and going. And I just thought it'd be the right thing to do to bring the show in and start it with Biz Markie, man. Nobody really understands. You young buckaroos, you little young whippersnappers, you little young Thundercats out there. Y'all don't really understand how sampled Biz Markie is. That right there, making music with your mouth, Biz. That beginning tone is Mary J. Method Man's used it. Tony Braxton's used that. That bing ding 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 ding. Come on, like that is so sampled. They didn't have to go back into the 70s and the 80s to sample. They could sample from the 70s and the 60s like a lot of people do. They could sample from the 80s. Rappers are taking like what Biz Markie was doing. If you think about that Mary J joint, bing ding 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 ding. That's from the 90s. She was sampling Biz Markie before the song was even 20 years old. So shout out to Biz Markie, man. Special guest coming in today too, man. My man Chris Partry from Basketball Podcast will be on from Portland. We are going to talk about Dame Lillard, and he's asking for a trade. And I am definitely going to tell you that I am not on the side as everybody else is, because I'm normally not. That's how you get far in this industry. You got to kind of be on the other side without saying a lot of dumb shit. But I want to start the show off with my opening rant, and I want to take it from this angle. People in life always be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. I remember the first time I heard that saying, and also too, man, shout out to my man Luis Estrada's in the business, man, in the building, man. What up, man? My girl Teresa Nugent just tuned in, man. I've known her since the 4th grade. She is my oldest running friend in my life. It's Teresa Nugent. I went and saw her when she was living in Denver. I went up there to call Cal Poly for San Luis Obispo and ESPN Radio playing against Northern Colorado. And one night went out and had dinner with her, had a steak. She took me to the steakhouse in Denver. Cold as shit. Cold as shit in Denver. Oh my God. In November, it was freezing in Denver. Like 21 damn degrees in November. Woo! Then went out to her house the next night, met her 2 sons, her twin boys, and her awesome husband. We all from the same neighborhood back in Woodbridge. So shout out to my girl. And then my man Nathan's also joining in too, back from the east. But in life, you have to be careful what you wish for and what you ask for, because you just might get it. The very first time I heard that was in the cartoon. It was the Care Bears. And they had found this wishing well. And the wishing well had a sign on it that said, watch what you wish for. You just might get it. And what the hell does that mean? I mean, I'm maybe 7, 8 years old, watching the Care Bears on a Saturday morning, eating a bowl of Captain Crunch berries, because I don't do the regular Captain Crunch. And peanut butter crunch is all right. I understand why everybody like it. Peanut butter crunch is like the lemon pepper wings of cereal. Everybody's like, peanut butter crunch. I like the crunch berries. I like the different type of berries in there. Or as we say back east in the DMV where I'm from, especially from DC and Maryland, berries. I like Captain Crunch berries, Joe. Joe, what up, Teresa? I know you watching, babe. Joe, Bama. Hey, that Bama over there, Joe, that Bama was eating some Captain Crunch berries. Huh? Fruity ass Bama, you fruit Bama, eating Captain Crunch berries. I'm in the morning, I'm eating my Captain Crunch, I'm watching the Care Bears, and I see this episode. And the Care Bears went to wish for all these things they wanted in life, but brought other problems with it. We all know P. Diddy and the Locks and Little Kim and B.I.G. had a song called Mo Money, Mo Problems. The more money you have, the more problems that you have. You pay more taxes, you got more people asking, people think you're living a better lifestyle, and a lot of times the richest and the most wealthiest, financially okay people in the world are some of the most miserable fucking people on the planet. They don't like their job, their neighbor, their wife, their kids, their life, their career. They don't like nothing. They're just rich. They have this big house and these cars and these jewelries and jewelries and these businesses and they're run ragged and they're run dry. You think working 40 hours a week is something? Try being an entrepreneur like me. Try being an entrepreneur like a lot of other people that I know in this business, trying to really grind and get yourself on. You see, it's a Friday night. It's 9 p.m. on the West Coast, so I know it's midnight back east. Midnight back east, who's doing the sports talk radio show trying to further their career? It's not a brag, it's just a fact. But you see when you want certain things in life, relationships, you want big breasts, you want big butt, don't expect her to do much else. Not in today's world, and that's not a knock, that's just a fact. Look around. Your career, you want to make more money, but you make more money, they want you to stay longer, you don't get overtime, they want you to miss weekends, you got to miss your kids' game, you got to miss Tyson's little golf match, you got to miss little Bethany's recital because you got to stay late because that big project is due, and the people that funded the money, they're going to be there Monday morning. They want to see what you guys been doing with their money over the last 6 weeks while you're putting together this big project. But you wanted the promotion, you wanted to be further your career, you wanted to be further in life, you wanted that bigger house, you wanted that car. This is what comes with it. Your friends. Everybody wants friends that's down. Everybody wants friends that's there for you. Everybody wants these friends in life, wants a bunch of friends. Whole bunch of fucking friends. Everybody wants a lot of people hanging around them. Not everybody, but most people want a bunch of friends. What they tell you, your biggest hater is someone that's right up underneath you. Your biggest fan is someone you don't even know. You see athletes and actors and stuff all the time talk about where they meet people and they have tattoos on. I don't know what I would do if I ever met somebody and they had a VJ Vernon Husky tattoo on them. I might think they're a little crazy, but it's like, whoa, I don't even know this person. You think my brother, my mother, my sister, my cousin, my son, my daughter, you think my grandma, my auntie, my uncle, you think anybody would do that knows me? No. But there's some guy in Sheboygan. There's some guy in Montana. There's some girl down in South Beach. If it does happen, I hope it's a little shorty down in South Beach. Oh, it's water in its cup. No, it's not. I'm lying. Your lifestyle. You want a bigger house? You're gonna cut the grass. You're gonna be a little more warm or sweat a little more. I have to use more ceiling fans or more plug-in fans because you can't run the AC because now you got a more expensive electricity bill. Everybody wants a Porsche, a Lambo, a Ferrari. Do you know what a brake system costs on a Lamborghini? A Bugatti. Oh my God, he's got a Bugatti. It's $1 million car. It's a Bugatti. Yeah, and it also has 4 air compressors in it, and it has 4 cooling systems. If one goes out, you have to replace all 4. It's like $55,000. Now, if you got 30, 50 million, I can see somebody. But even if I have 50 million, I don't know if I want to buy a $1 million car and possibly have to replace a $50,000 part. I would just go, oh man, you know what? I had it, I bought it, it's gone. Allen Iverson was like that. Allen Iverson got pulled over to Lamborghini in New York. The taxes weren't paid on it. It was supposed to be repossessed, so they took it. The cop asked Allen Iverson, why didn't you just pay the taxes? He was like, man, do you know what the taxes are on this car? Would you pay it? Like, that was a real answer from him. That's quoted in a very credible media journalist source. But you want a different lifestyle. You want a big pool in the backyard. You're going to clean the pool? Do you know what pool cleaners cost? Material things. You want the glitz and the glamour and the gold and the diamonds and the shine. That shit costs. It depreciates. Diamonds are marked up 800%. That's why I don't buy them. No diamond. Anything you ever see on me you think is a diamond is not. I'm Chad Ocho of the sports talk and comedy and acting world. I'll buy the shit that look like it all looks the same when the light hit it. And if you're doing it for women, she's already seen that glitter and that glamour. She's already seen you. She already knows whether she's going to do something with you or not. Y'all going to do something strange for a little piece of change. Or perhaps, like my man Vince Vaughn said in Wedding Crashers, play a little game called Just a Tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. My thing was 10 pumps back in the day. I used to say, well, let's just do 10. Let's just do 10 strokes. And if you don't like it, then we can stop. And then when them 10, the first 3, you try to go like romantically to see if she's into that. She don't respond to that. The next 3, okay, you up to 6 now. Let's go to Pound Town. Let's see if that works. Nope, she ain't like that. Got 4 left. I'm telling you some real shit. You got 4 left. But people say they want these things, and they want things in life. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Today, Damian Lillard, point guard, all-star, all-NBA point guard from the Portland Trail Blazers, has officially asked for a trade, and now the speculation starts. Knicks, Miami, LA, New Orleans, Boston. I got 2 teams I'll talk about later that no one's mentioned, but I could go. Would you make that trade for him? 2 teams no one's talking about, but he's an upgrade. And I don't think you have to give back that star player. I don't know what Portland's asking for because the man was just made today. I'm kind of miffed about it a little bit because you got Chauncey Billups. You got a black head coach. You got a head coach that won a finals MVP, won a championship with Detroit, is a big-time defender, knows how to steady the game. Dame can put up a lot of points, guys, but I'm going to go into something here about Dame that a lot of people aren't going to agree with. And it's on the other side from most of the talk for Dame Lillard is that I'm not sure how great Dame Lillard is. Has he hit some big shots and waved people bye-bye and all of that shit in the playoffs? Yeah. Sit Houston home with a catch and turn and shoot the end of the series? Yeah. He has. What has that gotten them? They have a defensive issue there. You can't be 5th in offensive efficiency, 29th in defense efficiency, and think you're going to win a championship or get to the finals. That's not going to happen. Dame Lillard is part of the problem here that no one wants to admit. I'm starting the blame Dame campaign. And what this is also too is this is what I've told you all before. This is the LeBron James effect of the league that he's had. Do you think Karl Malone didn't want something else beside John Stockton? Do you think Gary Payton didn't want something else alongside other than Sean Kemp? Do you think Patrick Ewing, would anybody call Patrick Ewing second best player on his team a top 100 player in NBA history? Mark Jackson, John Starks, Gerald Wilkins. Are they even top 100 players in the history of the National Basketball Association? Anthony Mason, Lord rest his soul. Charles Oakley. Charles Smith. Is this bringing back any memories? You don't think those guys wanted extra pieces? You don't think Brad Daugherty wanted something other than Mark Price? You don't think Alonzo Mourning for all those years, and even in Charlotte, he had grandmama. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You don't think Ray Allen wanted something else or wanted more? Milwaukee? Seattle? I mean, Dame's not the first player. But now, since the decision, and I've been saying this shit for years, and I don't understand why people do not understand, comprehend, or listen. This is the decision effect. This is the LeBron James effect. LeBron James, come on, man. People have left teams before, but nobody made a fucking special about it and drew that much attention to it. It changed the game. It changed the way things are to this day. This is the LeBron James effect. I don't have to take any responsibility because I'm putting up numbers. I don't have to take any responsibility because I'm putting up ticket sales in merchandise movement, and I'm in commercials, and I'm in a rap beef with Shaq. Come on, and everybody falls into it. This is media manipulation, and this is athlete ego narcissist personality. That's what all of this is, bruh. 29th in defense. Since when has Dame Lillard made, I'll look it up. Somebody look it up if you can that's listening or watching right now. When has Dame Lillard made an all-defensive team? Terry Stotts, the former head coach that got fired, he didn't demand that they play defense. You now have a coach at Chauncey Billups who's going to demand that you at least try. Jeff Van Gundy says it all the time when he's doing a broadcast for ESPN with Mark Jackson and Mike Breen. You have to, even if you don't have the best defenders in the league or in the world, you have to, as a coach, still demand that you at least put in the effort to defend. That you at least demand that you at least bust your ass and try to defend. They don't try because their head coach does not demand that they do. Chauncey Billups is going to change that. Chauncey Billups is former all-defense. We all know Chauncey locks down the point. Him and Rip Hamilton, and then you added Tayshaun that length to the wing, and you had Sheed, 7-footer. Yeah, Bennett, 6'8", playing the forward, or playing the center position, winning Defensive Player of the Year 4 times, leading the league in rebound. Like, that's just, but it starts at the point when you talk about defense. 3 top steals people, 4 top steals people in NBA history, they're point guards. Mark Jackson, John Stockton, I forget who's third, but I know John Stockton is first. I believe Mark Jackson is second. Somebody look that up for me if they're listening or watch that and put it in the chat. Let me know. I just did a top. I got a top 10 point guard list here somewhere. I'm not sure what I did. Oh, here it is. I did a top 10 point guard list show. Sorry about that on YouTube. That was a mistake. That video was not supposed to play. But you guys get to hear my son laugh again. Anyway, we're back. Even in steals, Isaiah Thomas is number 19. Stockton is number 1 in steals. I know Mark Jackson. Jason Kidd, that's who it is. He's second in steals, 2,684 steals. Chris Paul is 5th in steals, 2,332. Like, people, like, your better steals people are point guards. Guys that lead the league in steals normally are point guards. Dame Lillard ain't never led the league in steals. Steph Curry has. Bona fide Hall of Famer. Bona fide, probably best point guard of this era and generation. Right there with Magic and Isaiah Thomas. Right there with him. He wins 2 more rings and gets to 5. I got to put him over Zeke, and I'm a Detroit Pistons fan. I don't know if I can put him over Magic, but, oh, man. If he gets 2 more, he's got 3. If he gets 2 more, that's 5. So you couldn't argue the chips. It's 5-5. Who's a better shooter? Who changed the game? Magic might have changed the position as far as size, and the Lakers were Showtime, but it didn't change the game. There were other teams that ran. They just didn't have Magic and Coop and Scott and Big Game James and Cat and Rambis with the big white boy 70s, 80s goggles on. That was Jackie Moon before Jackie Moon was Kurt Rambis. They even came back and gave him a job. He was the Lakers head coach at one point. That's how much people loved Kurt Rambis. But Dame Lillard isn't stopping anybody on defense. This is the blame Dame marathon train that I'm starting. He is not exempt from this. And you're getting a coach, you're getting a black coach, you're getting a point guard, you're getting a champion, you're getting a finals MVP. Like, there's a lot Chauncey's done. Dame ain't done. Chauncey's hit some shots. Chauncey hit a half-court shot in the Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando to save their run in a year that they actually went on back to the finals and went on to the, was it to the finals or just to the conference finals? Might have been, it was in the first round. It was in the first round against Orlando when Orlando was up 3-1 and Tracy McGrady proclaimed that it feels good to get to the second round because he just thought, yeah, we got this. I get the confidence, but that's how that went. And then we know the rest. How is Tracy McGrady first ballot Hall of Famer? How, Sway? You ain't got the answer, Sway. That is still one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen in entertainment in my life. Is Kanye West on Shady Sway in the Morning, whatever the hell the show is called. I don't watch. I just watch clips or when certain people are on there. As that shit's still funny. But how is Tracy McGrady? But Chauncey Billups is a guy that's done it all. He's done it all in his career. He got back to a conference finals and just ran into Kobe when he was at Denver. Like, Denver was floundering all over the place. Melo was balling, but they brought Chauncey, and Chauncey steadied that thing. Chauncey's from Denver. He's from Colorado. So he was back home. He was up for a GM position. Chauncey's been interviewed for a GM position, which means somebody thought he was good enough to be in the front office, not just be a head coach. Some head coaches could be front office people. Some front office people could be head coaches. Some coaches can't be front office people. And some front office people have no business ever trying to be a head coach. They saw fit that Chauncey was interviewed for multiple front office positions and now has a head coaching job. And that television put him on because he's just great and knows the game. Played under Larry Brown, who's one of the top 10 basketball coaches of all time. And he might slide into the top 5 for me if I'm being a little Tar Heel biased. You have pieces there. I'm not sure if McCullough is a 2, but why wouldn't you try to at least work this thing out for 1 year? See if you can start to play defense. If Portland just comes up to the 18th ranked defensive team, you're in the conference finals, but 29th in defense efficiency and 5th in offense is not going to get it done. And the point guard to start a team, he does not get exonerated for this. I said the same thing on multiple outlets a few weeks ago about Joel Embiid, Philadelphia, Doc Rivers, and Ben Simmons. How the hell is Doc and Embiid, who's the leader of that team, being exonerated and it's all being dumped on one guy? There are superstars in this league that never got that pass. Kobe had to make Powell better. Kobe had to make Bynum better. Kobe had to make Ariza better. I remember Magic Johnson after opening night that year was like, yeah, I think you got to trade Kobe. They just lost to the Rockets, I believe, in overtime at home. Yeah, you got to trade Kobe. You got to do it now. You got to move him now, man. It's not going to, what? Shut up. Do what you say he was going to do. Get him a few better players and let him mold those guys. They get blown out by Boston. They lose in 6. And listen, in that first finals, they're up in game 4. They're up 26 damn points. That series is about to be 2-2. And they still got another one. That's when the format was 2-3-2. Now it's 2-2-1-1-1. That's when it was 3-2. That was a 2-3-2. That's when they had another game. They was going to play game 5 in LA. And then they would have 2 games in Boston to just get 2 games to just get 1. They could have went back to back with that team. But what did he talk about? He didn't say we need more. He didn't say we need better players. I need this guy. He adamantly said in the post game, we got to get tougher. We got to get tougher. We. Not you, not him, we. He was speaking French. We just got to get tougher. We just got to get better on the rebounds and to shoot the ball better. When the Boston Celtics come to us and they want to get in the face, we have to fight back and strike back. That's what we have to do. We have to get tougher. I speak the I speak the Francais. Or the Francais, I should say. Y'all like that? Y'all like my French? Y'all like my French shit? Once again, there's water in this cup. No, there's not. Dame Lillard is not getting exonerated for this. Not from this sports journalist. He deserves some of the blame too. You're not you can't be 29th in defense and like, oh, I'm doing my job. No, you're not. Guys are driving by you too. People don't block out anymore, and the point guard position is very rarely defended anymore. Everybody switches everything. It's easy to play today's game. I'm watching game 4 of the NBA Finals between Milwaukee and the Phoenix Suns. And as the game's going on, I keep saying, Phoenix is going to blow this. Phoenix is going to blow this. Phoenix is going to blow this. They could have easily stole that game. But everybody switches. Nobody really defends. Very few blocks out. You give teams, everybody go, well, the 3-point shot could change the game. No, it's not. That's a false narrative. It's no defense and no blocking out and rebounding that let teams back in the games. Because every shot's not going to go in. You're going to miss some. The average NBA team shoots 45% from the field. So if I'm looking at the scoreboard and I'm knowing I'm down 20 and it's the third quarter at about the 7-minute mark, let's get it to 15 by the start of the fourth. Let's get it to 10 by the 3-minute mark. And we're in the game. Their shots are not going to keep falling. And some nights it just happens. The shots just keep falling. But for the most part, shots aren't just going to keep falling. They're going to miss some of these. Let's box out. Let's get some stops. That's defense. Let's get the rebounds. There's nothing worse than trying to come back from 20 and get to within 7. And you give up a 3 that misses, but you don't box out. A guy gets it, kicks it to another guy. He hits a 3. It's right back to 10. And now you look up and it's the 2:15 mark. You're like, well, there's the game. Because if we get that rebound and come down and hit a 3, now it's 4 with 2:10 left on the clock. We're here. We're in it. It's a ball game now. We got this game. You're not defending on the point guard position. You don't have a shot to come back unless you're hitting crazy 3s. And let's get real. Dame has some shortcoming games too. Dame has some games too where his shot just isn't going. And I just don't trust when you're just a jump shooter. He does penetrate and got a nice floater. But Dame's not an attacker. Dame Lillard to me is just turned into just a gunner. A straight up jump shot gunner. And I know it's an unpopular opinion because all the Laker fans want him and all the Boston fans want him. So what we'll do is we'll elevate what he really is because our team wants him. Laker fans, stop. You're picking up the 140 mil tag? Who are you trading? If I'm Portland, I'm not moving him in the Western Conference. Are you kidding me? I'm going to move you in the Western Conference and have to deal with you within the division 5 times a year? No, thank you. You're going to the Eastern Conference. Knicks, what are you giving? Boston, what are you giving? And 2 other teams that I'll mention, I'll wait for my special guest to come in. But watch what you wish for, because you just might get it, Dame. You want to be traded? They can control where they trade you, man. You got to watch this, and you still got 4 years left on your deal. You can't get out of your deal, at least for the next 2 years. So wherever Dame Lillard goes, he is stuck there for at least the next 2 seasons. He's owed $139,975,000. 140. So you have to pick up that time. If I'm Portland, I don't pay any of it. Or you stay here and let us work this out. Give Chauncey a chance. Let him bring in his crew. Listen. San Antonio, they're not coming back. Their run is over. It's done. Denver, I know Jamal Murray was out, but once again, I know Jokic won MVP, rightfully so, once again, but I've always tell people, my best player can't be the most unathletic guy on the court. I'm sorry, I can't. I need more athleticism from the best player on the court. If you look at the Lakers, Father Time's knocking on LeBron's door. Nobody wants to admit it because nobody wants to take the king crown and the best player on the planet away from him. Nobody's ready to give that up unless you're a Steph fan or Durant fan or somebody like that. But the narrative keeps getting pushed. Clutch Sports has got people sitting on ESPN feeding it to you every day. So then that's all you see here. And then you look on Twitter and that's all you read and see. But come on. They're looking to trade Kuzma. So now you got to figure out who's going to be the third piece there. You fucked up by giving up Dwight, JaVale, and Danny Green. You fucked up by doing that. Can't get those pieces back. So you're stuck with Gasol. Schroeder wants $100 million, right? Schroeder wants $20 million a year. 5-year deal, $100 million. Lakers paying that to Schroeder? You're paying that to Dennis Schroeder? Caldwell Pope, spot up shooter. I'm on Portland. I'm not taking none of that crap back. I'm not taking none of that. You don't have no high picks to give up. They're giving up their star players. They're going to have to get somebody to rebuild sooner or later. They're going to need a new high draft pick to do that with a kid coming out of college. Free agents don't run to Portland. People get traded there. Rasheed Wallace got traded there. Dame got drafted there. McCullough got drafted there. Superstars do not go to Portland. Bill Walton got drafted there. Clyde Drexler got drafted there. Damon Stoudemire got traded there. You got starting to get you seeing Brian Grant drafted. Derek Anderson drafted. Nobody runs to Portland, so you're gonna need capital if you're Portland, to replace him through the draft. I'm not taking Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, Dennis Schroeder. I'm not taking none of that. All right, 43 wins next year. If you thought that you were in distress now, wait till you get those guys in to try to replace Dame. Sit down and talk. We don't communicate anymore. Sit down and talk and try to figure out why do you want to be traded? Can you do more in defense? Can we give Chauncey a shot here? Can we just give Chauncey a shot? Let him bring his crew in. See if they demand that you guys at least attempt to play defense. Attempt to try to stop somebody. Portland doesn't do it. And this is the LeBron James effect. I don't have to take any blame. It's everybody else. Trade me or trade everybody else or get rid of this person or that person. Carmelo did great off the bench for them. Why are they talking about him leaving a free agency? Why wouldn't you re-up Carmelo? Why would you leave, Melo? Where you going? Oh, let me guess. You're finally going to go to LA and play with your friend LeBron? You're finally going to, but we know he's not going to defend. People used to say that about Carmelo all the time. He don't play no defense. Maybe Chauncey comes in and gets him to commit. Hey, it's the end of your career. Do you want to just be some hanger-on somewhere? Or do you want to be on the team and mean something? But we need you to defend. You must play defense in the NBA. Ask Giannis. What a block the other night in Game 4. What the hell were the referees doing with the call on Devin Booker with the foul? Oh, my God. And then people say I'm a hater when I bang on the NBA the way I do. Listen, the games have been good, but just go look at the ratings. The games have been good, but go look at the ratings. And we're in the middle of July. There's nothing else to watch but baseball. And baseball's one big clusterfuck right now. Go look at the standings. I went to the standings today. I'm checking on my Rangers. We 20 games below 500. We're 35 and 55. I'm just this is what happened in sports. When you got a chance to win, you got to go now. The Rangers went to back-to-back World Series. It was the best time other than watching Ken Griffey Jr. of my life, of my baseball fan life, and we couldn't bring it home, man. Up 3-2 against the Cardinals and couldn't bring it home. And then players start to leave. Ron Washington had the cocaine incident. He's gone. Josh Hamilton, drugs, he's gone. People start to dissipate and leave. We traded our best infielder to the Yankees. You know, it starts to fall apart, and you try to rebuild through the farm system, but the farm system ain't all that, man. The farm system, everybody's always talking about the farm system, the farm system, the farm system. When the hell is the farm system won the World Series? Somebody tell me the team where the farm system won them the World Series. But I'm looking through baseball. Baseball's close. Nobody's watching baseball. All you have to do right now is get ready to watch the Olympics and watch the NBA Finals. And nobody's even doing that. Go look at the ratings. Everybody that can join me on my IG and also on my StreamYard, do he need a change? Do I smell you? You pooing? You on my show live and you just come up here and just doing gas? You want some gas? I tell you what you do. You want some gas? I have you a bowl of Gloria and a pinto beans. That's what you do if you want some gas. Everybody, this is my son. Y'all know, y'all be seeing him on my IG, man. That's my son, Cameron. I knew he was coming out here sooner or later. But I'm on the blame Dame train, man. I actually want to get my guests in here. Let me see. You say you're going to rock with me for 2 hours. I'm going to get Chris Purdy. Man, ain't nobody tell you going to be on for 2 hours, man. I got a Portland Trailblazer insider. I'm going to bring him on. Also, too, man, shout out to my man, John Blue Hawk out of the Pennsylvania area. Has really, really helped me out with this NFL thing and being able to get these Hall of Fame induction interviews. I had so much fun. The guys on the show, and we're going to talk about that a little later too. The guys on the show, the men that I interviewed were just phenomenal. Everybody, I want to thank the NFL. I want to thank the Hall of Fame. Everybody was so great in the front office there. And on the production side that helped me out and assisted me. I actually got a chance to apply for my NFL credentials, for media credentials. And the ones I apply for, it gives me access to any type of NFL media. So out here in LA, I can kind of go to Rams games and Chargers games and go for the media availability during the week for practices and post game. So I will eventually then start flying around the different states. I'm definitely going to go to Miami and use my credential to get in for a post game to hopefully talk to the Dolphin players and coaching staff. That'll be just a dream. But you can get into the stadiums and go to the press box and cover the games and take your notes for your website. I'm getting back into writing. I just started my English Composition 2 course. So I'm getting back into my writing, finishing my degree in journalism and sports broadcasting. So, a lot going on right now, man. So a lot coming on with the show. But yes, I am pushing the blame Dame train because this is ridiculous. And this is killing the NBA, man. This is killing the NBA. Guys not willing to take responsibility for their own play in the way that they may be, something that they may be doing. And now it's just, well, trade me, or trade this guy, or I don't want to be here. I don't want, I like Luka. Luka's not winning shit in Dallas. I can already tell you that right now, guys. Trust me. Unless he grows and matures like a Dirk did, he is never winning a championship in Dallas. He's a great player. He really is. But you need a powerful 2 in the league, and then you need like a really, really good 3. Then you need a glue guy. Then you need a dirt bag. Y'all know the dirt bag. That's a baseball reference for y'all non-baseball fans out there. A dirt bag, man. Just a guy that just gets on the ground and does everything. PJ Tucker, Anthony Mason, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman's a legend, so good luck finding another worm. That's one of the most fucked up nicknames too, man. I don't want nobody calling me the worm. Like, that's like, you ain't never seen a worm and went, oh, hey, the little worm, it is so cute. Look at the little worm. Worms are ugly. They slimy. Like, I saw a worm the other day outside. I was out there in rain. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't want to step on them, but worms are like, it's a worm. They don't have no eyes. They can't, how they see? You ever see a worm mate? You ever seen a video of worms don't even have sex. Like, I don't want to be a worm. That's like a rat. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bug or a roach. We're on this Dame blame train, man. But my special guest I see already in, man. This brother and I connected through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is dope, but I feel like LinkedIn's going to be Facebook in 2 years. I'm going out on a limb. It's starting to feel that way, and your connections and all of that stuff. There's some great professional communications there too, man. But me and his brother connected. He has a show, man. He's on the fullpresscoverage.com. He's got a podcast called The Courtside Crossover with Chris Party. I'm gonna ask him if that's his real name. If it is, that's kind of dope though. Like if your name is Party, like I'm gonna ask him if that's his real damn name, or did he give himself a nickname, man. So we'll bring him into the stream, man. Ladies and gentlemen, to live right now, VJs on Sports Like Conduct on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. My man, Mr. Chris Party.
VJ, my good brother, what is cracking?
I
hear you already going off. I hear you going off.
Well, it's
waiting backstage, so and yes, that is my real name.
Well, it's this water. It's this water in this cup, man, that's got me a little crazy today. It's not water.
I'm gonna say, apparently it's not water that you drinking over there.
Nah, it's not water. I don't drink water. That's part of my problem. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I just had to hit the gym real quick, get ready for this verbal jousting we about to engage in over here. So, I'm ready to rock, man.
Man, you don't want none of this. You about to get smoked. You don't want none of this, man.
Well, I hear you with this blasphemy already talking about you on the blame Dame train.
Absolutely.
That shouldn't even exist. Why are you blaming Dame? Please, just fill me in.
Okay, well, if you haven't been listening, I know you was getting prepared and getting ready to get on the show. I started my opening rant with be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. I remember the first time watching a Care Bear cartoon, and they found a wishing well. And it had that sign on the wishing well, watch what you wish for, and when you just might get it. When you're 7, 8 years old, you're like, oh my God, this is intriguing. Like, what? I've had this type of philosophy type mind all these years and just didn't know how to deal with it. So things like that I like. Relationships, careers, friends, lifestyle, material things. Watch what you wish for. Everybody wants a Porsche or a Lamborghini or Ferrari. You know what a brake system costs? You know what an oil change costs? Let's just go with a Mercedes-Benz, right? $250 for Mercedes-Benz. It ain't a Camry, bro. It ain't $39.99 like the signs say when you drive a 550 or S63. It's not $49.99. You feel me? So watch what you wish for. You want to be traded. Number one, if I'm Portland, I want a king's ransom. Number two, you ain't going nowhere in the West. So if you think you about to go down to LA, scrap that, dog. Why not give Chauncey a chance to work? Why not give Chauncey a chance? A former NBA champion, a former Finals MVP, a defensive stalwart for Larry Brown in the Detroit Pistons and everywhere he's been. He went to Denver and turned them around, and they had AI in Melo already. And he went there and steadied that. Whoa. Y'all doing too much. AI got you out at the club. You getting pulled over. Got to call Lala. Lala saying she ain't coming to get your ass. Chauncey comes in and settles that thing. Now you run into Kobe on a mission, but Chauncey settles that thing down. Interviewed for multiple front office positions. So there's somebody that thinks he can run a franchise or run the daily operations of an NBA franchise. Great on television. ESPN just don't bring anybody in and give them millions, bro. Just sit and do 30 minutes worth of talking and 30 minutes worth of work. Why not give him a shot at this? 140 price tag. Who's picking that up? 29th in defense efficiency and 5th in offense. When you're 29th in defense efficiency, bro, I don't want to hear that you're doing your job on defense. Dame, tell me who Dame is stopping. How many All-NBA defensive teams has he made? How about checking yourself? This is simply the LeBron James effect of the decision. It's not me. It's everybody else. Miami, I can't get my way. Going home. And Cleveland, can't win with these guys. It's not because I put up my numbers. I put my numbers up. But it's not me. And I'm not saying it was LeBron. I'm just saying this is the effect now that is seeped in to the younger players behind him. And it's like, okay, well, it's not. No, bro. This is partly you too. Step up and be a man. In Philly, it's you two Embiid. Why? Because you're not the leader that's in Ben Simmons. Hold up. Let me explain, though. You're not the leader, and I'm going to let you roll, but you're not the leader that you should be because you should be in Ben Simmons' ass. People used to criticize Kobe. Let me. Kobe was raw enough to get in Shaq's ass. And it came out after the years when they sat and had their talk. And Kobe did these interviews where he would be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? While you in Orlando eating burgers, yo, me and my uncle, we was in the pool eating burgers and pina coladas. I was relaxing. I was chilling. I was winning chips. You know me. I'm the big diesel. And Kobe's like, yeah, and I'm out here at UCLA working 10 hours a day in the offseason. Superstars and leaders have to hold their teammates accountable. And coaches have to hold those guys accountable. Doc Rivers don't hold Embiid accountable. Embiid don't hold Simmons accountable. So it's all three of y'all. Stop just putting it all on Ben Simmons. That's old school shit. This young league now allows people to do it. And that's why we'll get more into it. So you tell me where I'm wrong.
Well, you're not completely wrong, but you're kind of in the middle. You're halfway wrong now.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna jump on Ben Simmons right now because I think as far as Philly goes, I think that's a lost cause. I think he needs a new location. I think he needs a new start. He needs to start over. It's not going to happen for him in Philly. Okay. It's just too far gone. He's had 3-4 years now to work on his jump shot, to work on free throws. For whatever reason, he won't do it. When you keep working on something, eventually you should get better. We're not seeing that growth with him as far as shooting jump shots, so I'm going to get off that. But as far as Dame Dollar goes, I'm in the Portland area, okay? I'm here. I didn't hear you one time. Okay, who puts the team together? Tell me that.
Front office? Front office?
Okay, and Neil O'Shea put that team together. He's the general manager. Neil O'Shea put that team together. He deserves the blame. That firing of Terry Stotts, that was to save his ass, okay? I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
He saved his ass. Terry Stotts was here for 9 years. They got to one conference finals. You remember 2 years ago, 2019. What happened? They got swept. KD was hurt with the Warriors. They got swept by the Warriors when KD was injured.
Yeah.
Okay? And they still couldn't even get a game. Couldn't even get a game. Neil O'Shea is more to blame than anybody here. Dame Dollar is not LeBron. He's not picking and choosing and putting the team together. He's a leader in his own right, okay? Everyone has their different way of leading. He's a leader on that team. They have not brought in the dogs that he needs to put around him to win. It's just very simple, okay? It's just that simple. Now, you can say it's this new era and everyone wants to blame everybody else. That's fine. Dame has stuck with them now. I think he's going on about 8 or 9 years close to being in the league now.
Yeah.
He's stuck with them. He wants to be loyal, okay? When Chauncey Billups, and I told you this earlier, when Chauncey Billups got hired about a month ago, when all the stuff came out about the sexual assault case back in '97 with him, the fans jumped on Dame. for that hiring. First of all, yeah, Dame picked him, but Dame didn't hire him. If they didn't want to hire him, they could have just said no. That's not Dame's fault. So as far as I know, Dame is pretty much done. Okay, I think he's done with Portland. I think he's ready to move on because they're not going to build a team around him. They're just not. They can't get free agents here for whatever reason. It's been like that for a long time now. They don't get free agents here. Okay,
because it's Portland. That's why they don't get free agents. It's Portland.
Oh, okay, well, enough said. Okay, they either got to draft, through the moon. You're not going to draft a Dame Lillard every year. It's just not going to happen. You got him now. They were lucky to get Dame and then CJ the very next year. They got them back to back. They drafted them back to back years. They were lucky to do that. Nurkic is always hurt, and then it's just been a revolving door. They got Carmelo 4 years too late. Okay, they tried to get Carmelo here back in 2016. They got him 4 years too late. Okay, it was just too late for that. Carmelo, he's still a good player, but he's nowhere near what he used to be. And like you talked about defense, he's not known for playing defense.
True, very true. I said it earlier in the show. He doesn't play a lot of defense. Yeah,
I will give you that. You talked about Dame playing defense, but tell me this: how many of the top players that are considered point guards in this league, the top ones, play great defense outside of Chris Paul? The top ones.
That's the problem. I addressed that earlier in the show. That's the problem, though. That's the problem with the league. Is instead of it's not just that either. People don't rebound. People don't really play. Everybody switches on pick and roll. Nobody fights through a pick anymore. Everything. So the league is so easy. So that's why your numbers look great because all you got to do is run pick and roll. You can run pick and roll 3 or 4 times until you get the guy on you that you know can't stay in front of you. And everybody in the arena knows what's coming and it's about to happen. And teams keep doing it over and over. So I think we both have a point on point guards playing defense, and you might have swayed me a tad there because they switch so much. When does a point guard have the opportunity to really play defense? So you might have swayed me a little bit on that point.
But I'll take you one even further. I don't blame the players. I blame the league. The league moved in this direction, well over 10 years ago. It's been about 15 years ago when the league started to move in this direction where you couldn't touch guys anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay, they don't want games like we saw in the 90s and the early 2000s, where the final score is 90 to 85 every night. They don't want that.
Much better game.
Believe me, I get it. I agree. I watched it growing up too. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
I watched it. I was a kid in the 90s too. I watched it. Okay, I get it. I prefer that. I like some defense.
Yeah.
When I played, I was more of a defender, so I get it. I didn't have all the offensive skills like a lot of these guys got. Obviously, I'd be where they are.
Yeah.
But the league went this direction, so I don't blame the players and the teams. They've just gone with what the league, basically what they'll allow them to do. That's based, in my opinion, that is what has happened over the last 10 to 15 years, and now we're so far into it, I honestly don't see it reeling back too much. This is what the league wants points. They want the 130 to 125. They want that. Essentially, that's what they want.
And that's not, and see, that bothers me because that's bad business. Offense everybody keeps thinking offense draws eyes. No, it does not. If you go through the history of sports, some of the best iconic players were just as good on the other side of the diamond, the field, the court, whatever you want to talk about, whatever sport, they were just as good there as they were in the part where you put points on the board or a score up to be judged. If you look at football, Lawrence Taylor can be actually considered the greatest football player ever because he wasn't a quarterback, so he didn't have the ball in his hands, and he wasn't on offense, so he didn't even know where the hell the ball was going. But because he had that want, and that's what it took. Dennis Rodman, once again, he's a legend. We'll never see that again. And he wasn't skilled. He had that want. This generation, and from that generation, the wantness. Look at social media. People want the wrong shit now. They want instant gratification. And 135 to 130, that is a horrible. I'm trying to figure out how you even make an all defensive team in these days. Like, everybody's giving up points, but if you act like you want Van Gundy said something very, very, very smart one night. Maybe it's about 2 weeks ago. It's probably the conference finals. He goes, "You're never gonna have all the great defenders on your team as a coach all the time." He said, "But you must at least demand that they try." In today's game and with Portland, they don't even try because Terry Stotts doesn't demand it. And I'll segue to this question for you. Why not give Chauncey Billups an opportunity if you're Dame? Because I ain't trying to be funny, but shit, he done shit you ain't done. He's done things that you ain't gotten close. You ain't never been to a finals. Chauncey's played it too. Won one and got a finals MVP. You don't have that. Chauncey's got all defensive team awards on his man at home. You don't have none of that. So you're gonna run and go where you gonna go? Boston? You're gonna go. Okay, that's a clusterfuck. You gonna go down to Miami? What Miami? If I'm Portland once again, I'm asking for a king's ransom. So I want Hero. I want Bam. I want Duncan. I'm gonna pick you dry if you're taking my one asset. So my question to you is, why not give Chauncey a chance to come in and implement that tough nose? Look what Nate McMillan did for Atlanta. Nate McMillan, five-time all defensive player in his career in the NBA, was known for defense. You input him as a coach, what happens? Defense does this. What happens? You get to the fucking conference finals when I myself, I had him losing the 7 to the Knicks. Why not give Chauncey a shot?
No, and I had Atlanta losing to the Knicks too, and we were both obviously very wrong on that. No, I agree with that. I thought he would, and I still do think he'll give Chauncey a little bit of a chance. Like I told you earlier, I'm not saying the trade is going to happen for Dame in the next week or so, or even this summer, but I do believe by the trade deadline next season, he might be out here. I think he'll give it a little bit of time, if not a full season, but I just think he's in a position now, and I know they talked about this. They had to have talked about when Chauncey was going to come in. There's a possibility, it had to have come up, that he might not be here the next 3 years, because he's got 3 years left on his deal, Dame Dollar does. So I know they talked about, I might not actually be here these full 3 years. So we're going to see what happens. But Chauncey wanted his opportunity, so I think whether Dame was still here or not, he was going to take it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He wanted that opportunity. He was going to take that regardless. As far as the defense goes, yeah. I think Chauncey, I can pretty much say for a fact, he's going to improve them defensively. That's almost a given right there because he's a defensive guy. I think he's going to be a defensive coach. They got to get some better personnel in there to actually play defense. Honestly, I think it's time to move on from Nurkic. Whether you keep Dame or not, it's time to move on from Nurkic.
Yeah.
He's hurt all the time. When he was healthy a few years ago, before he started building up all these injuries, he was a promising young big man. Now, you can't count on him for 50 games a season.
Yeah.
Even in a 72-game season, you can't count on him for 50 games, okay?
Mm-hmm. So,
it's time to move on from Nurk. It might be time to move on from CJ, too. If you don't move on from Dame now, it might be time to move on from CJ. I'll just be honest.
Now,
you won't get the same haul you get back for Dame, but you could get something back for CJ, too. Because we've seen that backcourt is just not working.
Yeah.
They've been together for 8 years. It just has not worked. So it might be time to move on from one or both. It just might be.
Let me ask you this. Let's go through some teams. I'll tell you all the teams I got. I got 2 teams no one's mentioned. And I think oh my God. They're both 2 teams are perfect. But we'll start with the low hanging fruit. I'm a guy that if I'm looking up at a tree, I want the tangerine that's real high because ain't a lot of spiders and bugs and people been touching that shit. In our industry, a lot of people like low-hanging fruit, the easy top. So I'm like, okay, so let's go through the low-hanging fruit. I don't care if he ends up with one of these teams. I want him to go to one of the 2 teams I think he should go. And the only team I think he should be traded, the teams he should be traded for. So you got the New York Knicks. That's the big name coming out because the market's out there. Big market. Dame, listen, Dame's got rap albums. He got rap beef with Shaq. Dame, he hangs out in L.A. He was just here for the premiere for Space Jam 2 because he's in the movie. So this whole big market thing is a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. With social media and with marketing now, you could be in a big name market just about anywhere. But New York Knicks, if you're the Knicks, do you do that move? And what do you got to do? You got to give up. We got to give up RJ. You got to give up possibly Rand. You got to get up either RJ or Randall. You would think, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't see them giving up Randall, but you did. And I would go for RJ because he's younger. He's young. He's a little bit younger than Randall, so I'd go for RJ. But what else do they have?
Exactly.
A couple draft picks. I don't think the Knicks have enough, even draft capital, because they're probably going to be at least in the playoffs the next few years. So those picks aren't going to be high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the personnel that is attractive enough for the Blazers to give up Dame. I just don't think they do. So I don't see the it's New York, so of course that's the first team, like you said, it's the low hanging fruit. You're gonna hear the Knicks first.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. I just don't. I think they may be down like 4th, 5th on the list. Honestly, I really think that.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Again, they just traded a haul for Anthony Davis, right?
Yep.
So again, Kyle Kuzma and who? Kyle Kuzma and who? I mean, you could possibly do a sign and trade for Schroeder and throw him in there, but I doubt it. I mean, what do they have?
Exactly.
Well, these teams don't have enough.
Okay.
They
Well, because you know how, like I said, low-hanging fruit. These are the teams there's already Dame Lillard memes in photoshopped in Laker jerseys already. Okay? There's already, yeah.
Let me throw this at you real quick.
Okay.
Do you take a fire and throw Anthony Davis out there and just team up LeBron and Dame and go forward?
No. If I'm the Lakers, I throw LeBron's name out there and team up Dame and AD, and see that's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm being realistic.
No,
you know that.
well, no. It is realistic. It's realistic too. And just real quick, I always got to give a shout out to everybody that's on the IG. Miss Coco, that's my cousin Mika Boo. What up, Mika Boo? That's my cousin back in North Carolina. She got her own fashion line, man, doing her thing out there. A powerful young black woman out there doing things. She out there tricking and thotting and no fans only, none of that shit. She a hardcore black mother. I think she's getting married to her boyfriend or baby daddy. I'm not sure. It's been a minute since I've been back home, but she's on my IG. So shout out to my cousin Mika Boo. No, see, here's the problem. And this is part of my dislike for LeBron. I make no bones about it. I'm not a fan. I don't like him.
You know, I was actually surprised you weren't out watching the movie tonight. I was surprised you was even on tonight. I thought you'd be at Space Jam tonight. Because I know you love LeBron, right? That's your guy.
Hey yo, my dude, let me tell you something. I will never watch Space Jam 2. Are you kidding me? I will never watch Space Jam 2. I'm not it's subliminally done. You're trying to overdo or trying to erase Jordan because that's just what a narcissist does, and he is a narcissist. It's just like the whole picture with Devin Booker point and signing the jersey. You could have did that private, but you got to put it out there because you know Devin is a Kobe guy, and that's why you came to LA to LA. You're trying to erase. He's like, okay, maybe if I can go and like do what these guys did, maybe that'll help me past them. And he's always done the off the court stuff and try to implement it with the on the court stuff, and that's just not how Just Sports. So I will never watch that corny ass movie. Now he was funny in Trainwreck. He was good. He was good in. See, I'm not a total hater, dude. He was good in Trainwreck.
You got to at least give him this. He's a better actor than Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's funnier. He's funnier. He's funnier.
Better comedic timing.
Yes. Yeah, he's funnier. Yeah, he's funnier. Jordan was a serious dude, man. Jordan didn't. Yeah, he was a shit talker. He was a serious guy. I'm pretty sure he laughed smoking cigars and playing cards and poker with the guys and everything, man. I'm pretty sure he did all of that, but I'm also pretty sure that the trash talk was he laughed because that's just what fellas do. We sitting around playing poker, we talking shit. But if I'm really throwing lines at you, Chris, you're going, I'm like, ha ha, yeah, ha ha. Y'all see Chris over here? Ha ha. I'm having a good time, but ain't no comedic timing behind it. You're right. LeBron and his movies and television, he has comedians. And his show, The Shop, is cool. I ain't gonna front. I'm a little bitter about that because I actually had a barbershop show like that. Okay. And I had a friend reach out to Kevin. I don't want to say that because then it makes people think, but I did have a friend throw the idea at Kevin Durant because I'm from the same area Durant's from. And within a year or two, there was a press release that LeBron was doing a barbershop talk show. I'm dead serious. I have the film. I have the film from back home. The barbershop's called In the Cuts in Lake Ridge, Virginia. My boy Michael Valdez is the owner. We went in, set the cameras up, and just talked sports, life on a Saturday with patrons. So it wasn't set up with me and my boy. We were just talking with dudes sitting in the chair getting a cut. Yo, man, what do you think about such and such and such? And the barbers were cutting and getting into it. It was a huge idea. I'm still gonna do it. I'm not gonna. I tell people all the time. Well, listen, yeah, 'cause I tell people all the time. When you go to the grocery store and you go down the bread aisle, how many brands of bread do you see? 50, right? It's 50 fucking types of breads. Wonder didn't go, well, we're going to stop making bread because here come the vegan bread. Vegan didn't go, well, no, we're not going to do vegan bread because there's already Wonder and Sunbeam. It's like, no, we're going to make our bread. People are going to buy our bread too, and you do you over there. So I'm still going to do it. I just want to find a barbershop out here. But, no, I think at this point in his career, the ankle was an excuse, but even before the ankle, LeBron is smart and knows how to make spurts. He knows how to spurt his energy throughout the season, and I'm not knocking that. But what it does is it makes Twitter and sports talk radio and TV shows go, oh my God, 17th year, you see that dunk? And it's like, yeah, it's his first dunk in 3 nights, homie. But yeah, because the last 2 nights, he parked himself down on the post. And I get it. Once again, I'm not trying to be a hater on this. He's conserving his energy for the long haul. But that's also a sign that Father Time is on your ass. And you feel it. Exactly. So why would you trade? Why would you trade the mid to late 20s guy over the 37-year-old?
They're not trading LeBron.
I know they're not. But you threw AD's name out there. So I'm like, why would you do that? I throw LeBron's name out there.
You know what? I try not to.
Why? Because you're going to hurt LeBron's feelings? Oh, it's going to hurt his feelings?
Too much hyperbole because I know that ain't going to happen. I know they're not trading LeBron.
This business ain't about what's...
AD is always hurt anyway.
Right, well, shit, they knew that when they went after him. Oh, so then why would you trade for him?
Well, they see that now. I mean,
now? That was in New Orleans.
LeBron wanted him, though. They were going to do whatever
LeBron wanted who was the best player left that he could manipulate and get. Let's go home. Listen, him and Maverick, let me tell you how the conversation happened between him, AD, and Maverick. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, AD? How you doing? Chill. This is Maverick. All right, yeah. Sit your linky unibrown ass down real quick, man. Listen. So this is what it is. You going pout. You don't want to be there no more. You had enough shrimp Creole etouffee. You know what I'm saying? You had enough crawfish and oysters and all of that shit down there. You going to pout. You're going to say you don't want to be there. Then you're going to fire your agent. You're going to hire this gentleman right here who runs Clutch Sports, which I still own. And you're going to come to L.A. and we're going to try to go get us a championship. You want to come out here to the mansions and all that shit and all the red carpets and all. You want to do that, right? Shake your head yes. When I say, do you want to do it, the answer is yes. Shake your head yes. And AD was sitting there like, yeah, I mean, that's what. Okay, cool. So this is coming off of, and wrap it back to Portland. This is coming off the year where they swept Portland as the underseed and everything was shining and just shits and giggles in New Orleans. I was there on my honeymoon when they swept Portland. So I felt the city. I was listening to the sports talk, the local shit in the morning in my hotel room. Like, there, let me hear what the local people, 'cause I don't get to hear them. Let me hear what they say. And it was just like, okay, we're building down here. We're there. You flip that to just less than 10 months later and all of a sudden you mad, you upset, you pissed, you want. So that's how that convo went. He went after who else was going? Kawhi, if you think about it, Paul George said no thank you. And Kawhi said no. Kawhi could have went there and they were trying to get Kawhi. They had a meeting with Kawhi. Oh, yeah. Him the owner, LeBron the ownership of Kawhi. So AD was the guy that was left that he could kind of manipulate and go, nah, come on. I mean, everybody knew he hadn't played a full season yet in New Orleans. Let's flip that. New Orleans. Let's segue to New Orleans. That's the team I threw down. Zion wants out. There's these ball rumors. New Orleans
actually has more pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't give up Zion, you got to give up Brandon Ingram. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're not giving up Ingram.
Yeah. So one of them is going to have to be involved.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. You can give them all the draft picks they want. You got to give up either Zion, and if Zion really wants out that bad, then you might go to Zion to get Dame. I would do that, honestly.
Okay.
I would give up Zion, even though he's a lot younger. I get it.
Me too.
It's almost a 10-year difference in age. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think Dame just turned 30, and Zion is like 20.
Yeah.
So it's about a 10-year difference.
And Zion wants out.
From what we know,
he wants out. He wants out. He never wanted to go there.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
No.
Dame still has enough of his prime left.
Mm-hmm.
He probably got a good 3 to 4 more years of playing at the level he's at, averaging around 30 a game.
Oh, yeah.
He probably still. So if you put him with Brandon Ingram, Lonzo's probably gone. Lonzo's out of there. He's probably not going to be back. Okay, Lonzo's gone.
Okay.
But you put Dame and Brandon Ingram together.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got something there. Now you're going to have to add a few more pieces.
Well, Hart. I mean, you already Hart, JJ Redick. They got some. JJ's a veteran down there that can still shoot the ball. Shout out to VA 2 up 2 down. That's why I wrote that team down. That's not one of my 2 surprise teams. But I said, you know what, Zion wants out, but if you don't want to be in New Orleans, then you're probably not going to like Portland.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
So I think that's the sticking point there. Everybody's trying to get to New York. I love Tom Thibodeau. I always have. Because
I do too.
I'm not changing, man. One thing about me, I will adjust to new information, but I'm not changing. I ain't changing the sports fan I am, bro. I like tough nose, hardcore. I got a son now. You would play sports, ain't no crybaby shit, bro. And I'm not going to be that overbearing dad. If you want to work out, you got to come ask me. I'm not going to be the dad trying to drag you in the backyard every day. Do you want it or not? Because I can sit and watch the game. And you can go read a book. Old school parenting, right? Oh, yeah. Straight up old school parenting. Not, come on, guys, get up. We got to go to ballet. And then we got to this. And then. No, do you want to do that? Because if not, I ain't going to cut the grass. I ain't going to lay in my hammock in the backyard and smoke and drink lemonade. And you can run around the yard with your sister. And, we don't have... So... I'm old school and I'm not changing. And everybody wants to get to New York because Tom Thibodeau's really got something there. I still hate that ownership. It is MSG. It is NYC. I think it's the only arena that you would really want to go play in every night. It's like LA's a great city, but nobody goes, man, Staples is just such a magical place. Like people, it's MSG. So everybody wants to get there, but they can't take everybody. They would have to move some pieces. Zion really wanted them to get the number 1 overall pick and end up there. And RJ Barrett, ironically ends up there too. Backtrack to RJ Barrett. I said this when they were at Duke. I thought Cam Reddish was the better of the 3, and I stated that. And I'm gonna stay with that. That's one of my tangerines up high in the tree. I said that when they were at Duke. When everybody was RJ and Zion, I said, dude, on some real shit, just watch their games. Cam Reddish is gonna be the better of them. Cam Reddish reminds me of Tracy McGrady. Yeah.
Young Tracy?
Yeah. Cam reminds me, and Tracy never had a Trae Young. Cam's going to see so much one-on-one coverage over the next 2 years. He's averaging, next year, Cam Reddish is averaging 20 a game.
I can see that. As long as he can stay healthy.
Yeah, of course.
Great moving forward.
Of course. But you got a tough-minded, old-school coach who demand, and see that once again, back to Chauncey. That's why I like these guys, Tom Thibodeau. They demand that you get your training in. They demand that you keep your body. They demand it out of you. And if not, they don't like you think Tom Thibodeau give a shit about Twitter? You think a guy like that care? No. So they don't care that you're going to go tweet your unhappiness and fine. But a young coach has to deal with that shit. A new coach has to I have to kind of adjust to this. I've got his name slipping my mind from the Mavericks that just walked away. Shit, I'm sorry. Carlisle, right? Carlisle looked at the situation. Yeah, I got Luka, but you know what? Luka's got this young diva shit. I'm cool on that. I'm gonna go back to Indiana and work with some players and just coach back. Some guys, they just want to coach the sport, man. They don't care about all that. Bill Belichick, he just wants to, right? Yeah. There's a reason. There's a reason why. There's a reason why he's got this many. There's a reason.
All you gotta do is hold his hand up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about all that other shit y'all do. And yeah, we don't do that here. So if you want to win, yeah, it may not be fun, but you can do all that shit in the offseason and have fun. August.
Winning is fun.
Yes.
Winning is fun.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Well, you know how it is with this generation. It's fun if you can brag and be all showy about it.
I get it.
We're learning that from Scottie Pippen right now.
And Scottie Pippen older than us. Okay? He's not even our generation.
Nah.
Okay, that's the generation before.
A lot going on there with Scottie, I get it, but at the end of the day, bruh, you could have just sat quiet and you could have just been the greatest Batman of all time. And now, I said this on our couple of Christmas a few weeks ago, Scottie's going to end up tearing his own legacy apart. He's going to be, he's going to end up, because the one thing I know he does it, I don't have proof, but I just know it's coming, If he goes after Mike, bruh, you're done. You're done. Because anybody, Stu got said this. I watched that new Dan Le Batard. Now he's left ESPN. He has his own platform. I watch guys that do what I'm trying to get to, your own platform, and still making the money. I watch a lot of Dan Patrick. He's got his own platform. I watch a lot, and now I'm stuck on that Le Batard thing. Yeah. Oh, Dan Patrick started it. Dan Patrick's the first one that was bro. I don't need the 4 letters. I don't need the 4 letters. Are you serious?
Been almost 15 years now since
yep.
I left. I think 07 or
yep.
Like
and up in an attic over a garage in suburban Connecticut.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Man.
So, but I watched a Le Batard and Stugotz was talking, and Stugotz said, "Oh, someone was going to play with Michael, right? It was just inevitable. But you were the guy lucky enough to play with Michael. And it just is what it is. When you play with Kobe or Shaq, you're second. When you play with LeBron, when you're Tiger's caddy, look at, like, Venus is the older sister, but at one point that drove Serena. And now it's just like, yo, you're just, just come along with me, play doubles, and you're not going to win. And I'm the winner in the family. You were the first black, but I'm the winner. So we'll do some doubles. Just come along and win a bunch of double titles too. While I go over here and win the singles on Sunday, we'll win doubles on Friday, and we'll both walk out of here. I'll leave with 2 trophies, but you'll leave with 1, right? If you ain't you like Cal Naughton Jr. from Talladega Nights, right? Ain't nothing wrong with second. Ain't nothing wrong with silver. He told him, he's like, Ricky, maybe if you just let me win 1. He was like, yeah, but if you win, then how am I gonna win? Like, oh yeah, I was thinking about that. He's like, ain't nothing wrong with silver. Ain't nothing wrong with silver. You know what I'm saying? So, but Cam, Zion, RJ, I don't like RJ's game. I don't.
Why? Like, what about his game is not aesthetically pleasing?
It feels forced. And sooner or later, if you like Zion, everything with Zion is everything's hard. He gonna break his goddamn legs. He's already had injuries.
And see, I was going to bring that up. I don't think Zion is going to last too long because he needs to get his weight down.
Yeah.
With all the torque he puts on his lower body.
Yeah.
And the force and the power he plays with.
Yeah.
He's 20 right now, but in 5 years, his knees are going to be done. He needs to I don't know what kind of training or nutrition they got him on down there, but it needs to be better.
Listen, when he first was coming into the NBA, and you're an older guy, you know this reference, and it shows you how deep my mind goes with sports. I thought he was Clarence Weatherspoon with bigger marketing and a better jump and a better jumper, right? He was Clarence Weatherspoon with better marketing and a better jumper. But even if Clarence Weatherspoon had a better jumper, he would have been who? Corliss Williamson?
Yeah.
Right? That's how I see Zion. I don't see Zion as a guy who you could put a franchise on his shoulders. And even to spin this back to even LeBron, one thing I do respect about him is he does deal with a fucking lot. He does deal with the weight from being on Sports Illustrated. All of that I never hate on. I never mention that stuff when I talk about it because that part I get. That is hard to do. That is hard to do what he's been able to accomplish. Don't mean I got to be it's a lot of. I mean, you're doing it for a state pretty much. Indians can't get it done. Browns can't get it done. I mean, you got Ohio State, but everybody cheats and pays in college. So I don't know. Does that count? I mean, does it count? I mean, everybody cheats and pays in college. So they're just the school in that area in the country that's paying the most, just like Alabama's the school in the nation that's paying the most. Then you got a team like Oregon who kept getting all these players. And I've been to Eugene. I've been to a game up there against Montana and called the games up there for Oregon State and Oregon. And driving around, I'm like, why would brothers come up here? Jesus, they must be. Yeah. Oh, God, Eugene. And, that's right. You're up a port. Yeah, dude, Eugene. Man, I was like, ain't no way in hell.
Eugene is a couple hours south, so,
people
come to Portland. There's a lot more here, but in Eugene.
No, I was in Eugene.
It's a college town.
Yeah.
It's a college town.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's beautiful. I was on a highway driving from Corvallis to Eugene. Dude, it's beautiful. I was like, man, I haven't seen grass this green since I lived on the East Coast. Because in LA, everything is burnt up because of the fires and because of the just the heat out here in the desert. Yeah. But oh man, just miles and farm of lush grass and these big ass tall, just pretty deep green trees. And I'm like, man, this is because it was a September game, so it was right early fall. It was beautiful up there. But I'm thinking, why would brothers come up here? As you walking around town, I don't see a lot of us. I'm like, hold on, man. Like, all right, so Phil Knight must be cutting some serious checks to get the talent to leave Los Angeles, D.C., South Florida, to come all the way to Oregon.
Nike money. We got Nike money out.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. That's it. That is all you need to know. It's Nike money. Like, nothing else needs to be explained.
Miami Heat. Damian Lillard, Miami Heat. I already told you, if I'm the Heat, if I'm Portland, I want a king's ransom from Miami.
All right, well, let's backtrack a little bit. Remember the sticking point with the James Harden? They didn't want to give up Tyler Hero. Okay? They didn't. That was
so overrated.
Yeah, I give it to you. What did he do in the playoffs?
Nothing.
Okay? He came up short. They weren't in the bubble anymore.
Yeah.
He felt the pressure of being in a real stadium with real fans in the stadium. They got swept up out the playoffs this year in the first round by the Bucks. Okay? But that was the sticking point. So I bet you now he's going to be the first one on the platter. Okay? Tyler Hero going to be the first one.
All right.
Now, outside of that, I don't know who else they got to give up. Now, if you got to give up Bam, that's most of your size, but you just have to do it.
Do you give up Jimmy Butler?
Ooh.
Now,
that almost defeats the purpose of bringing in Dame.
No, it doesn't, because I like Dame and Bam. I believe that you could give up one or the other. If I'm given a choice.
Okay, one or the other, but not both.
No.
Okay.
But if it's one or the other, I'm giving up Jimmy. There's a story that came out, credible source, about I think it was right when the playoffs started. It was right when the playoffs started. That he gets into it with the coaching staff. And I know people are going to go, oh, that's Jimmy, that's just Jimmy. But every franchise don't operate like that. Every franchise don't operate with players. Huh?
Is anybody shocked at hearing that?
No. You know what, though? I'll be honest with you. I defended him with Chicago, and I defended him in Minnesota. Wrong. I did. I was like, you know what, bro? This guy, before Chicago got there, hadn't been to the playoffs since Derrick Rose. Before he got to Minnesota, had been, you know what I'm saying? Before he got to Philly, So I was defending him off of he has translated into victories for you guys. So you got to kind of use that and look at that also. But it starts to wear. It's like AI, right? It starts to wear. And I love AI, man. I didn't even appreciate AI the way that I should have, because I got caught up in the AI, Kobe, T-Mac, Ray Allen, Gilbert Arenas. Back then, who's the best in the league. If you was a street dude, it was all about AI. If you were more suburban or refined like myself, it was my friend. We liked Kobe. Bro, you know how it is in sport. You know how it is in the black community. You know how the black...
I know to get down. Okay?
All right, yeah. You know how the black community. You know how the black community is, bro. Every friend I had under 5'9" was an AI fan.
Oh, I believe it.
Every friend I had under 5'9" was an AI fan. Every friend I had that sold drugs was an AI fan.
98, 99, 2000, 01, yeah.
Oh, I lived in the DMV, homie. I saw AI. Cool story. I saw AI play in high school.
Yeah, because he's from Virginia, right?
He's from Virginia. He went to Bethel. Yeah. I went to Garfield. We played Bethel the year prior to that. I was on JV and freshman. I wasn't on varsity. The following year, we actually picked to get to the state semis, and we get eliminated early. We get surprised. White boy team came in and shot the lights out, and we just couldn't cover Princeton-style offense, and we had never seen it before. Yep. I'd never seen it before. Nothing but movement. And that was the era when And1 was just starting to go. I'm class of 96. So we're talking 90. So we're talking like 92, 93, 94 era. Okay. That's when the game started becoming a ISO game. That was the beginning of the ISO game. So our coach still took us down to the state semifinal tournament, the last 4 teams. And we're watching this Bethel team and watching this little number 3 guy. And we were calling him Allen Iverson. We had the program. We're like, damn, who's number 3? Who's number 3? He had 63 in a triple overtime game against our rival, Woodbridge High School. Our Woodbridge and us were so rivals. Our school was built identical as far as the architect goes. Yeah, they copied our floor plan to a T. And they added one more brick because their school was built after us. And they added one more brick. So when we would play them in football, the game was for the brick. The game was so we could say our school's bigger by one brick. Your school's bigger, but yeah. So I saw AI play in high school. So the AI thing for me, that goes back to I was a sophomore and he was a junior because remember he missed his senior year.
Yeah.
Because of the incident. So, yeah, I saw this little frail, 3-pointer, mid-range, penetration, falling on the, like the NBA AI. I saw the NBA AI in high school. And then, of course, in football, he was all-state quarterback. He was an all-state first-team defensive back. And he was the special teams player of the year as a kick and punt returner his junior year in high school.
I know he was really good at football, too.
Yeah.
And you know what? Speaking of AI, since you jumped on that real quick.
Sure.
You know how we always bring up, if Jordan played today,
Yeah.
he would average. What would AI do today?
40.
When you can't.
40.
Guys that are 6'7", 6'8" cannot touch him.
40.
What would he do today?
40.
I never hear his name mentioned, though.
40.
I never hear his name mentioned. But what would AI do today, honestly?
40.
Now, it may not be
40.
efficient, but he would get it.
38, 4. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Pick what we talked about earlier. Pick and roll where you can't, no one stay. Could you imagine? Okay, so you talk about like a Nurkic. Could you imagine playing Portland? He's dribbling up against Dame, but then the forward comes up, sets the pick over. They don't switch, and now it's AI on Nurkic, AI on Drummond, even AI on AD. Even though you long ball, bruh, he's blowing by. AI was he was Isaiah Thomas. He was a blur. Once he got low, gone. Crossover, gone.
And that crossover, that up here.
Yeah. Now, all right. So, and I like jumping all over the map. So trust me, we're fine. We're gonna go. I got another homie that just texted me right here too. He's got his own podcast. He's really good too. He's gonna jump in and join us, man. So we're gonna have three black kings in here talking some good sports. And he's really good, man. I don't want to use the word mentor, but his sister is really good friends with my wife. And she hit me up and was like, this guy wants to get into sports talk. I told him to hit you. He hit me up and I helped him start his show and he's off and rolls. He's going to jump in. But we're talking about what guys would do today and a guy like AI. I say like 38-5, but you want to talk about the defense and the way the games play today, what guys would score. I go even further back. Give me an Elgin Baylor. Like, what would Kareem do today? Like, these guys would. Jordan, I think Jordan's a 40 burger a night. Not 38, because he already did 38. He did 38 one year.
I mean, Jordan had a season of 38, 35,
Yeah.
31, 32, 33.
Yeah, he's got like six seasons of over 31, 6 or 7 seasons of over 31 a night.
It was
Yeah.
somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that
Yeah,
range.
Jordan's a 40 burger this year. Shaq's 35 a night.
There's no real centers now.
They don't matter, and that's why Shaq
Kareem, there would be no stopping.
35 a night. 35 a night.
I got another one. Will Chamberlain. What would Will do today? He did it back in the 60s.
A 50. Will had a 50 and 25 year.
A year. Not a game, but a year.
A year. He had a 50
25 rebound
a year. And I don't want to hear he didn't play. I hate that argument. People don't do their research, and that pisses me off about this industry. He was also an All-American track star at Kansas. Like, he was an athlete, people. He wasn't just the biggest, longest guy on the court. You ask Bill Russell. Now, Boston had the better teams, but he used to serve Bill Russell, man. He used to dominate him.
I'll take you one further. I believe after he retired from professional basketball, he played professional volleyball after that.
You know what? He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah, he did.
Don't know that. But I believe after he retired, he played. Now, like you said, he was an athlete. When we talk about greatest athletes, you don't hear him mentioned all the time, but he should be.
Yeah.
Because it was more than just about the sport he played. He was just an athlete all around.
There was a Bleacher Report story that came out about a week ago, quotes from Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice said if he played receiver today, his records will all be doubled. And Bo Jackson said he'd average 350 to 400 a game.
I saw that too.
I like Bo Jackson at more 250, 275. I don't know about 400 yards a game, but
that's a little out there. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't think people I tell some of these younger cats about Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And they don't you had to have seen him
Yep.
to really realize the power, the speed, the quickness, the agility, the wiggle, as they say.
Yeah.
He had all of that. He had it all.
Yep.
At his size in the late 80s, early 90s. He only played 4 years in the NFL because of the hip injury.
Yep.
Okay? I mean, we're probably looking at him as the all-time leading rusher if he plays 12 years.
Well, here's the thing. He did the greatest stat is he did football as a hobby. Who the fuck gets to say, I play in the NFL because I just wanted something to do? Like, and baseball wasn't even his first love. His first love was track.
Yeah.
Baseball was second. I'm sorry, I'm getting the message. I'm getting the note from the side fans over here. So what does that mean? You don't know? Well, here, how about this? Go ahead and mow ice, and then I'll wrap up in about an hour, and I'll go grab that for you. I'm being summoned to the taco truck over here, but no, we're fine. But
the taco truck.
Oh yeah, man, this LA baby, man. Listen.
I gotta get back down to LA soon. I ain't been down to LA in a minute.
Yeah, well, you owe me lunch, so yeah, you got to bring your ass down here because you owe me lunch. You want to hear that shit?
I got your Mickey D's.
Matter of fact, man, let me tell you something. If you think that's where we going, you're gonna be mad as shit at me. If you think that's where we going, you're gonna be mad as shit at me. I'll take a little of that juice in the Tito's right there, please. Thank you. All right, so let's get back to Dane. So another team, Boston. Boston's another team that's out there. I think, well, damn shit, you traded Kimba, so you're the piece that you would have had, I guess, to move on. I don't think Tatum goes. If somebody's gonna go, Smart, Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics. Talk to me.
It's got to be Tatum or Brown. Like you said, I don't think it's going to be Tatum.
It's not Tatum.
It's probably going to be Jaylen Brown and draft picks. Jaylen Brown, maybe another player, maybe Marcus Smart as well, and draft picks.
Oh, Marcus Smart's in the deal.
Yeah, so Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, draft picks.
Yeah, Marcus Smart's in the.
First-rounders.
Yep, Marcus Smart's in the deal.
Okay, but tell me, if you're Portland, is that enough?
There's nothing enough for Dame. There's nothing enough in this trade for Dame because he's asking for it, and we know in pro sports, once a player comes out and asks for it, it drives the value down. So people can say, well, he don't want to be there. You know, Portland could go to him and say, well, dude, you're on contract for 3 more years. We still owe you $140 million. If I'm Portland, I don't pick up any of that tab. Whatever the trade is, you have to take the entire contract. So therefore, we have to match the money. So that gives me more assets and more players. Damn your draft picks. I need that 140 match now. But like, I need that bread now, bruh. This ain't no credit. This ain't no, because draft picks is credit. Ain't no credit, dog. I need that. Like when you go to the taco truck, you can't pay with an ATM card or a debit card. It's cash. I need that now. You about to get these tacos now. I need that now. Dame is the taco truck.
Trucks out here, they let you use a card.
Nah. See, because you live in Portland. There's a lot of white people, and they're gonna cause a fit. Brothers just go with it. Like, yo, you go to the taco truck. Stop by the ATM, dog, and get cash, man. Don't get this short and only come home with 3 damn tacos because you ain't have cash. They adjust where you live. Where you live, there's an adjustment. They adjust for the people. Yeah. But if you're Boston. Yeah, you and I text. I know you are. If we're Boston, if I'm Boston, I'm like shit because I gave away Kimba.
Yeah.
You could have done Kimba, Jaylen, and Marcus Smart, and put because listen, man, there's going to be players to be bought out. There's going to be players to be had. Love name is out there. Melo's a free agent. If I'm Melo, Boston's attractive to me. If Boston wants me, if you just made a trade for Dame, I was just playing with him. That could be a storyline that's simmering. Nobody's talking about. If that happens, I get to come back and go, dog. Back on July 17th, I told y'all that Melo could end up in Boston. Y'all, nobody else thought that. I mean, it just works if you're Boston and you're looking to do. But I just like shit. I gave up already. Kimba to OKC. So now I can't even put Kimba in the deal. So Jalen is smart, definitely got to be in the deal. But if I could put Dame with Tatum, but once again, two guys that aren't going to stop anybody, man. We're back kind of, if you're Dame, aren't you kind of back to the same team?
Okay, well, then let me throw this scenario at you. Dame for Tatum straight up.
Ooh. Shit.
Dame for straight.
And they could still sign a point in free agency or you know, and listen, another thing too with Portland has faced some injuries. They have faced some injuries. Zach Collins was supposed to be he was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
And McCollum's been hurt.
His back was just all out of
Last year's back, yeah. And that worries me too. That's why I don't think you can move him, because if I'm a GM, I go, whoa, hold on. Don't McCollum got back injuries? I always say in sports, when the neck or the back gets hurt, you're never the same player again.
Yeah, it's tough.
You're never we can go through the list. Peyton Manning, Jay Novacek, Moose Johnson, Larry Johnson, Scottie Pippen. Scottie hurt his back in Chicago towards the end of the run, right? Remember how he was laboring in game 6 and 5 in the finals? When he got to Portland, dude, he was a shell of himself in Portland. Oh, yeah. He was a shell.
Even in Houston, he was.
Yeah, that's right. He was there he was a shell of himself. The back, Tiger Woods, the back. Once Tiger Woods had back fusion surgery, he won some tournaments still, but we never saw the pre-2009 Tiger Woods ever again. Once the back had to get operated on,
Tiger had too much other stuff going on too.
Man, let me tell you something. Listen, man, listen. Let me go ahead and be the male chauvinist comedian pig that I can be sometimes. Ain't none of that shit hurt Tiger. If anything, that was helping that brother. If anything, that was helping that. When I hear that you was in the tent right after the Masters, bruh. Now, I can't speak on his infidelity and all that, because women look at their eyes say, yeah, condoning him. No, come on. Like I said, that's why I called it my comedy male chauvinist pig side. I'm halfway joking, but Magic was getting it at halftime and in the back hallways of the front. It ain't fuck with his game. The shorties, if you remember Avion Crockett's sketch comedy show that only lasted 1 week, didn't do well. He did a skit on Tiger Woods, and Samuel L. Jackson was in the skit. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, ain't nothing fucking wrong with Tiger. And what? Now he ain't got his hoes. That's what's wrong with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods ain't got his hoes. And Avion Crockett's playing Tiger, and he's doing these putts, and he's like, oh, come on, Tiger. And he's missing. He's like, you need your hoes, Tiger. Man, that part. Did you watch the documentary?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah. Go watch it.
Okay.
When Tiger was finishing in top 10s for like 9 or 8 straight years, that's when Tiger was running through them, homie.
He was getting it in. Oh, I know he was. I know he was.
When he was finishing in the top 10 for 9 straight seasons, it's just like every week. He won, maybe not winning every tournament, but every week, Tiger Woods. Every week, yeah. Tiger was getting it in, man. So it wasn't.
He had a good run.
Tiger had a great run. All right, so
we got Boston.
Yeah, we got Boston. Got the Knicks.
Tatum. So would you do that trade? Tatum straight up for Dame.
Tatum straight up for Dame. Man.
That way you pair him with Jalen, Marcus Smart. You don't give up any draft picks. Are you doing that? Since you know that Dame does, if he doesn't want to be there, Tatum is what, 24?
I tell you right now, man, I'll be real with you, bro. That trade makes a whole lot of sense. But, man.
I don't know if they'll do it, but
I just think that you send them. I just think they're both. Okay, so if you send Tatum to Portland, I think you have the same team. Now, here's the thing with that, though. I'm going to take this back to Chauncey. I think Chauncey would look and go, okay, I got a long rangey guard I can try to get to defend now. Dame, okay, fine. I got a long rangey wing that because Tatum's been knocked for his defense. And Tatum also averages 8 3-pointers a game. I think he's launching way too many. I think Chauncey will help set, bro, get into the post, get into the mid-range. Bring Rip Hamilton in for some practices. Yo, work with him in the because no one can really when he get. Oh man, I'm a Pistons fan, bro. I want man Rip.
I mean, I know you watched him in Maryland too.
Yeah.
I mean,
man, Rip Hamilton. God, man, he was just when he was with the Wizards, UConn. It just didn't matter. Rip just did. Yeah, Rip just did it. Yeah, UConn. Rip just did. When you said Maryland, I thought you were referring to the Maryland courts he would go play on out there when he was with the Wizards because he used to. He used to do that too. But I call Rip and say, look, can you come in and work with Tatum and work on the mid, go get him into the mid range. That frees up more on the outside. Like I said, they still have players there. That's why I don't think that that's why I'm blaming Dame for this. Cause it's like, bro, if you really kind of look around, you guys got to stay healthy and maybe address the training staff. Like what's going on? Why is everybody always hurt? Why can't we ever put a full team out on the court? Maybe address some of that. For him to just do this, I just feel like, man, you're succumbing to like social media and shit. It's the pressures of, they ain't doing it for you. You got to get out of there. They ain't this for you. You got to leave. I think he's succumbing to that, and that I don't like. But if I'm Chauncey and I'm at the front office and I'm like, you know what? They said they'll do Tatum for Lillard. Do it. And I'll have us in the conference finals in 2 years. Because I could get this younger. I can get this kid longer, rangier. You got to be more longer on the perimeter now in the league because everybody spreads everything out. I'd much rather work with this. And shit, he can give you 50. He can give us 40. He can give us the same stuff Dame's giving us. And then now you have CJ. Let's get CJ back in. Maybe we resign Melo. Maybe we don't. Maybe that money frees up for another free agent. You still got Nurkic there. You still have Rodney Hood. You still have some young. You got Gary Trent Jr. Still got a shooter. So that's why I think him pulling this move is just out, man. This is a funny one. I don't think it'll happen. Well, these two are funny. Before I get to my other two, I don't think either one of them happen. But I want to throw my own team in there. If you're Detroit Pistons, do you do it with the number 1 pick? I mean, it doesn't make Dame happy because we're worse than Portland. But if you're Detroit, if Detroit, you're going Cade Cunningham, you're going Cade Cunningham, and you're just rebuilding.
Yeah, you're just rebuilding.
Because Dame is out in 2 years, he's not staying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So, I mean, you got a guy coming in that's going to be 19 years old, basically. He's going to come in. He's got the next 7 years ahead of him at the least that he's going to be there. You can build around that. And Portland is not going to trade Dame there anyway. But even if they were willing to, I stick with the first, with the number 1 pick. Take Cade Cunningham. Yeah. Build around him. Make him your star. Him get Detroit back to prominence.
That was a stupid. Yeah, that was a stupid. I just want, like I said, I was being selfish. I just wanted to throw my own team in there. All right, and then another stupid one I got because I think you slide their point to the 2, you slide their 2 to the 3. They already have a great 4 and a young 5 and a veteran 5, and you got a super team. The Golden State Warriors. You trade picks. That's where you was going. You trade picks 5 and 12.
I had that feeling.
And you trade Weissman. Wiseman
would have to be involved.
Yep, Wiseman and picks 5 and 12. And it's CJ's team.
What's that?
And now it's CJ's team. CJ's your one. Yeah, CJ's team. Yep.
It's CJ's team at that point, and you're building. But I think he's 30 also as well. So he got a few more years himself, especially with that back. So you're really building around Wiseman.
Yeah.
If you make this trade, Wiseman is your future at 20 years old. If you make that trade.
Okay.
Now, if I'm the Warriors, you go for that all day. You might have to throw in some extra because I don't think you can do it with just Wiseman. We talked about the money and the different things matching up.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be something else involved there.
Do you throw Draymond in?
Probably gonna have to be Draymond. I mean, it's probably gonna have to be Draymond.
His feelings would be so hurt.
They would, but here's the thing.
His feelings would be so hurt.
You don't know what Clay has left coming back after 2.
Really yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, okay.
Clay's gonna be fine.
He's gonna shooter still. That's fine. But you don't know if he's still going to be the defensive guy he once was. With the lateral movement, trying to stay in front of.
How did Kevin Durant look this year?
Kevin Durant's not the defender that Klay Thompson ever was.
But is Kevin Durant a better defender than he was in Oklahoma City when he got to Golden State and became a defender? Is Kevin Durant a better defender? Did Kevin Durant defend greatly this season?
When he wants to, yeah. He can defend when he wants to. Okay.
He tore his Achilles too, right?
He had 2 back-to-back injuries.
True. But
He's coming off the ACL and the
ACL not the same no more, man. ACL not the same. The Achilles.
But we're talking about Achilles. But we're talking about 2 lower extremity injuries, okay?
Yeah.
Back to back like that. He's missed 2 seasons. Yeah, he's still going to be a shooter. I'll give you that. That's fine. You don't know what he has left on defense. Now, he may still be great. I don't expect him to be exactly the same. All right? I don't expect to be exactly the same. But he'll still be great, though.
I gotta keep talking. I gotta get my charger, I'm sitting here in my drawers, so I don't want nobody to see me.
Oh my Lord. But no, like I said,
you know how we do at home, man. When you sitting at home, bro. When I do Zooms with a suit and a tie, man, I have a shirt, a suit, a tie on, and some drawers on. They don't see the drawers. I gotta get my charger that's across the room. But go ahead, finish with your point.
No, so more so what I'm saying, Draymond would have to be involved in this trade. There's just no way around it. Now, VJ, you mentioned his feelings would be, and yes, they would be hurt. We know that. We know Draymond. He is not expecting at all to be traded away from the Golden State Warriors. I'm sure he feels his career is going to end there. If they get the right deal, that would be Dame. Draymond is gone. I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna put it like that. Draymond's gone if they can get Damian Lillard. Okay, so you got Draymond, you got Wiseman, you got the 2 picks, the 2 lottery picks that the Warriors have this year. It may even cost them another pick after that. I mean, because to give up Dame, they're gonna request a lot. It's not gonna be some small haul that they get for Dame Lillard. So we're talking 2 players, multiple first-round picks. Okay, you got 2 lottery picks this year, but they're not, and I think it's actually 7 and 14 that they have. That the Warriors, I think it's 7 and 14 that the Warriors. You can look it up, but I think it's 7.
I thought it was 5. No, I mean you could be right. I thought it was 5 and 12.
Yeah, I think it's 7. One is a very late. One of them is a very late lottery pick. The other one is top.
Well, I mean, Donovan Mitchell was picked 13. Devin Booker was picked 13.
That's true.
So it happens.
But since Jerry West left, the Warriors have not been great drafting players.
Well, they're always picking. I don't know. I can't agree with that, man. They're always picking 28th, 29th, 30th over the last 5 years. They've been going to the finals, bro. And then when they get the number 2 pick overall, they draft Wiseman, who people think Wiseman's going to be better than DeAndre Ayton. Wiseman's going to be better than him.
Well, it's taken DeAndre Ayton a little while to develop. It has.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah.
There's been some things involved in that. It's taken a while. So.
And he might be at his plateau. I know he's playing great in the playoffs this year, but when I just watch him, it's like, could you imagine him on a perimeter? Because that's what this game does, right? It takes the big man and put him on the 3-point line eventually. And I'm just watching his form and his style. I'm just like, man, if they ever force that guy to have to go out on the 3-point line, he's gonna be screwed in this league.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Here's the thing that I fear for Phoenix and their fans with DeAndre Ayton. When Chris Paul is gone, I fear him becoming DeAndre Jordan.
Oh yeah.
DeAndre Jordan had really no offensive game without Chris Paul.
No. Neither did, but you know what though? To credit to Chris Paul, and I bang on him enough because once there's another player that I'm just not a fan of, and I don't like guys that circumvent the game, and I don't like dirty players, and he is and does both.
He's a dirty player.
Yeah, he's a dirty, and I don't like dirty players. I don't like cheaters, and I don't like dirty players. I never cheated, and I never played. I never cheated, and I never played, and I never played dirty. But the one thing about him, he made Tyson Chandler. I mean, Tyson Chandler was just catching a lot of DeAndre Jordan, so he's done it. And when he got there now, like I said, DeAndre Ayton, he looks like a world beater. And I'm watching as the finals go. This is going because as the finals go, here's Chris Paul. That game 4 the other night, bro. Like there's no, you can't. They need to get rid of that point guard shit. You can't have that game. You can't have that game. Horrible. You can't. Yeah.
I don't know if he's injured still or something, but something's going on with Chris Paul because he just didn't look right the other night.
Well, what he does is a lot of like what LeBron does. He knows how to pace himself. So when you get a chance to have them big moments, like the closeout games, right? Like the closeout games that he's had in his playoffs, it looks great, and we are mind fucked and zombies of what's happened lately. So that's what we take that and we wake up the next morning and now he's better than Isaiah Thomas. He's better than Stephen Curry. He's better, and you see you. But I'm not going there either. I'm just telling you what's said and what's put out was irresponsibly put out for us to see and listen to and watch. But you and I are in the industry deep, bro. Like, we don't fall to that. But we're small. The people in our industry, we're small compared to the fan base that watches it. Exactly. So you get that. But I'm watching the finals, and as the finals go, I'm watching him crash like that. All right, so my two surprise teams that nobody has mentioned and said, and I think it works for both teams. The Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, we know they're not sending. We know they're not getting Giannis. Fine, but
no, anybody else is up for grabs.
Who's better, Dame or Middleton? Who's better, Dame? Who's better, Dame or Holiday? So even if you had to do Dame for Middleton and a Holiday, to put that with Giannis, you still have Connaughton. You still have Lopez. You still have Tucker. You still, and once again, you're going to get somebody in free agency. Somebody's going to come over. You can get a trade from somebody. Somebody's going to get bought out and look at your situation. Shit, Blake ran to Brooklyn because he thought they were going to win a championship. Kevin Love's going to get bought out. Drummond, drafted by my Pistons, but once he got released from Cleveland, he ran to LA because he thought LA was going to win the championship. He didn't think it was a great fit. He was just like, I'm just trying to go win. So somebody, if the Bucks pull this off, which they're going to, which I predicted, when they win the championship, you could see a veteran probably next year in February or March get disgruntled, don't want to be here, fine, buy me out. But shit, I'm going to Milwaukee. Cold as shit. Racist as hell. My boy John Henson, that played with my nephew Kendall Marshall at Carolina, went through the watch store incident when the police ran up in there on him. Okay. We know what Milwaukee Police Department's done. We know the vibe up there. Ain't a lot of brothers. If I'm a free agent, if they ain't champions, I want no part of that city. I want no part of that city. So, but guys that get bought out, they look and they go, hey, I'll go here because they think they'll win a championship. I threw Milwaukee down, and I'm like, because if you win a championship, what would that show Giannis? Because Giannis showed you I signed the Supermax, I'm here. But show me something back is, hey, guess what we did after we won the championship? Go ahead and give these homies a hug because we've got you Dame Lillard. We just got you a guy who can go get you 50 a whole lot more times than these guys can go get you 50 combined. Okay, go ahead and go back to Greece and enjoy your vacation, your summer. We'll see you in training camp, baby. But yeah, we got you, Dame, baby. I mean, that would show Giannis and show the fan base, like, whoa.
Big time. Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this: if I'm Portland, if I even entertain that, I want Middleton, I want Holiday, I want Lopez.
I knew you were gonna say Lopez, but I can't give up Lopez.
I want all. Then we don't have a deal.
Nope. Okay. So how about? Okay. No. So let me rebuttal. You're Portland. I'm Milwaukee. Let me rebuttal. How about Portis? How about Portis in a first round draft pick?
Along with Middleton and Holiday.
And how about $3 to maybe $5 million cash consideration?
I'm not a big fan of trading cash, honestly. That doesn't.
It helps you get players though.
It does. It gives you some
it helps you get players.
Honestly, I would take another draft pick over that.
So you want two first? You want two of my first?
Yeah, give me because well, here's the thing: they're going to be late picks anyway.
That's fine. I'm just asking.
Those are going to be late
You want two of my first, Holiday and Middleton. For Dame, deal.
Where's Lopez?
You can't have Lopez. You can't have Lopez. I'm giving you Porters. You can't have Lopez. I'm giving you Porters.
You know what I tell you?
Or if you want Lopez, you don't get no first round picks. If you want Lopez, you don't get no picks. If you want Holiday, Middleton, and Lopez, you don't get any picks.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with no picks. If I get Lopez, Middleton, and Holiday, I'll take. And you put Holiday and CJ, and now you got Middleton at the 3. Come on, I'll take and Lopez at the 5.
Y'all, man, that team is losing in the second fucking round. Get out of here, man.
I'll take. Well, they're in the West, so
yeah,
you might be right. You might,
but Dame and Giannis,
gotta get something.
two supermax guys, Dame and Giannis. Okay, so my other surprise team too. No one's talking about, but aging point guard, superstar wing guy, and some really really good role players around him. Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I knew who was coming there.
Yep. Ironically, the two teams in the finals. If I'm looking, I'm like, hey. So if you're Phoenix, picks that. That's what I'm about to go to. So Chris CP's got to be in it. Because he's gonna be looking for a new deal.
Yeah.
CP's gonna be looking for a new deal, so he can do a sign and trade because he's a free agent, so he can do a sign and trade. So he's looking for a new deal. Probably Cam, not Johnson. A little, I call him Rat Boy. I'm sorry, he looks like a little mouse. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're talking about Cam Payne.
Yeah, Payne.
So is he included or not?
Yes.
He is included.
Yep. Payne.
Okay.
CP. 2 first round picks.
Cam Johnson. I gotta.
Can't have Cam Johnson.
Like
Can't have my Tar Heel. Can't. I'm a
Tar.
Hey.
I love Cam Johnson's game.
Of course. But I'm a Tar Heel fan. So when he chose us after he finished quickly 3 years, he graduated early from Pitt and still had 2 years of eligibility. I was like, when it came out that he was considering Carolina, I watch a lot of ACC basketball. I'm like, yo, that's homeboy from Pitt. Yo, Roy, get him. And you saw what he did for Detroit. And also, too, coming out of school for the pre-draft, he was graded as the best shooter in the draft. He was graded as the best shooter in the draft out of his draft class. And was a lottery pick. Remember Kobe? Remember his former teammate Carolina? Remember Kobe's reaction during his interview when he heard that he's a lottery pick? He was like, "Hold on, what?" He's like, "Broke just got drafted." Like, yeah. But no. Okay, so then if you want Cam, I would rebuttal with no Cam. We'll give you Miles Bridges. We'll add Miles Bridges to it.
Okay, so it's Miles Bridges, Campaign, and who else?
CP3.
First round pick?
CP3.
And CP3.
Yep.
I gotta say no. I want Johnson because I see a big future for this kid. I really do. I did a podcast last night with the show that's actually down in Phoenix, and I was telling them he needs to get more shots. He needs more shots in this series. Okay, Cam Johnson does. You see when he has the ball, when he's out there and what he's able to do, whether he's shooting 3 or getting inside to the rack. He can get his shot. He's a big body. I mean, you saw what he did to Tucker the other night.
Yeah.
You saw that dunk. Yeah. I mean, this kid has a bright future. Now, he's probably going to be part of the future with Phoenix along with Booker. I get that. But if I'm Portland, he's the first one I'm asking for outside of CP3. Yeah. He's the first one. And he's young. He's like, this was his second year in the league.
I know. Listen, like I said, I watched them. I watched I watch every dribble of every Carolina. My team, I'm a guy, like my favorite team, I watch a shitload of sports. But I watch literally every snap of every Michigan football game, every Miami Dolphin football game. I watch every dribble of every Carolina basketball game. I don't get the NBA package because I think it's a waste of money. But any Detroit Pistons game that I got access to, I can go online. I watch every. I'm a guy that watches my team. So anybody that's come from my squads or come from the colleges I root for, like Cam, I saw every game. I saw every dribble he took at Carolina. I saw every shot he took it. And when he got drafted, I was like, yeah. But I also saw a guy named Danny Green play the same way. And when you get to the league, I think the league has a way of putting people in a box and just saying, okay, you're this, you're that. Danny can do a lot more than he's allowed to do. I've seen it. Danny can do a lot more than he's allowed to do, but you fall into this trap of being labeled and this is who you are and this is what you are. And then it ends up being, okay, well, that's kind of just who he is. And that's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to see out of that person. Yeah. And I think with him, they're going to make him a spot up shooter. He could put the ball on the floor, but because the way the league is. Now, if this is in the 90s, I mean, shit, I know this is a reach, but I like that tangerine up high. He could borderline be a Grant Hill type guy. Now, I'm from Virginia. Grant and I are from 703. We from the same damn area code. Saw him playing high school at South Lakes. Got drafted by my Pistons. Even though I love my Tar Heels, I hated him at Duke. But when he got drafted by Detroit, I was back on the train like I was when he was in high school. He's not gonna. Grant Hill was phenomenal, but a guy with that height, that length, that could kind of do it, all. Played in the tough ACC. The league's not going to. We see it in the finals. He's not getting shook in these. League ain't shaking him. He ain't getting shook in these games. No, he's showing. He's showing up. So
that's why I told him he needs more shots.
That's why you can't have. That's why you can't have him.
And hey, I respect that because you know what? I wouldn't give him up either. He's too young and too good.
Yeah.
He's got too high of a ceiling. I mean, he has so much room to grow, and he's already this good. So I wouldn't either, but if I'm Portland, I got to get him in the deal. I can't just get Campaign and CP3.
Yeah.
I can't. I got to get in Miles Bridges. I got to get Cam Johnson. I have to.
I'm going to let you get out of here on this one, man.
Right.
Matter of fact, actually, let me throw this at you. You like basketball, and we talking point guards. I came up with my top 10 point guard list, and I'm going to just run through it quick and tell me what you think. Number 10, Gary Payton. Number 9, Steve Nash. Number 8, Bob Cousy. Number 7, AI. 6, Jason Kidd. 5, Big O. 4, Stockton. 3, Isaiah Thomas. 2, Steph Curry. 1, Magic Johnson. You disagree with anybody on that list? I don't have CP3 in my top 10.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about.
I have Walt Frazier over CP3.
Okay. Did I hear Jason Kidd in there?
Yeah. Kidd's at number 6.
Okay.
5-time assist. 5-time assist champ. 10 times, I mean, 10 times in his career. I like durability. 10 times in Jason Kidd's career, he started 80 or 82 games in the season. 10 times. I love durability. I love durability. I was doing these. I was doing the NFL. You saw my post. I was doing the NFL Hall of Fame interviews, and even just some of my notes. I had some of these guys. Steve Hutchinson, that played guard out of Michigan, played with Seattle and played with Minnesota. 8 years, started 16 of 16. There was another. Some of the durability of these guys. Charles Woodson started 16 games 10 times in his career. Donnie Sell started 14 because they had 14 before they moved to 16. 14 games, 7 straight years, and then 16 and 16. Also, John Lynch. He was another guy. 11 times he started 14 or more games in his career. I love durability because guys nowadays, you will not see a safety in the NFL today. Remember how fast Cam Chancellor came and went? I got right.
About 5 years.
Yeah.
About 5 years.
That's it. These guys. As a Dolphin fan, I like Zay. But so was John Lynch. I got an interview with Steve Atwater. I got an interview with Steve Atwater. 8 straight years, 16 to 16 for the Broncos.
Hey, Steve Atwater was a beast. I remember Steve Atwater.
Man,
I mean, talk about bone crushing hits.
Yeah,
he was a beast.
My first Mitchell and Ness authentic throwback jersey in the early 2000s when it was popular. The first one I ever bought was a Steve Atwater 75th edition from the 75th year of the NFL with it was white and blue with the orange shoulders. It was the first authentic, real, no knockoff joint that I bought was a Steve Atwater because I just love that orange and blue, and I had a fit in. I had these Nikes that went with it, man. Whenever I rocked that jersey, cats would be OV out here with that because most cats had the Elway. I was one of the few cats in the Northern Virginia area that had that Atwater joint. And I wanted to be different, so I bought. And the guy had a bunch of them. And I was like, yo, is that Steve Atwater? He was like, yeah, I only got a few of them. What size you need? So I need that 56 tall, baby. Let me get that joint. You know, we used to wear this shit down to our damn thighs back in them days, man. I was watching. I'm a big Boondocks fan. I love being a stand-up comedian 20 years. I love animation comedy. I'm a big Simpsons guy. I've seen every Simpsons episode, all 27 seasons. Or 30 seasons. I've seen every episode of Family Guy. But Boondocks, they had the episode where that in season 1, season 2, wherever they would show like Thugnificent and Gangstalicious and all those characters, they white tees be down to their damn knees, and it's like, yo. We used to really dress like that. We used to, like there was a song called "My White Tee." There was a song called Air Force Ones. Like, man, yeah. But my Steve Atwater jersey, man, and that joint hung low on me. I wore the baggy jeans and I always had them fresh red, white, and royal blue Nikes. Orange, white, and royal blue Nikes. I used to rock with that shit. But yeah, I love durability. So, but back to Jason Kidd. I mean, his durability. Gary Payton 10 times 80 games or more starting his career. So, but I asked you that because we were talking about CP3, and yeah, I left them out. You know, I left them out of my top. John Stockton 12 times 82 games started and played in his career.
So you don't even have CP3 in your top 10.
No.
He's out because, I mean, you know all the talk we've been hearing here lately about him breaking into the top 5. Some people got him in there already. And I'm just looking, I'm like,
no.
Prisoner of the moment much?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're going to overlook all these other players that have either done more than him or about the same.
Yep.
And we're just going to throw him in there because he finally made it to the finals.
Yeah.
After 16.
Well, here's the thing. I talk about durability, right? He's only played 80 to 82 games 3 times. I know he has the 6 steals champion. Six times led the league in steals. 10-time All-NBA, 4-time assists, 9-time All-Defense. But then I also got some other things I jotted down here. Blown 3-1. Blown 2 3-1 leads as a leader. He's missed a career 101. He missed 101 games as a Clipper, and he missed 48 games as a Rocket. He is 5th in assists all time, 10,225. 5th in steals, 2,332. So he's put up those numbers that put him there, but he's an 18-4-9 guy, 47% from the field, 37% from 3, and 84% free throw shooter. So he's efficient. I get all of that. But the numbers I don't let blind me. The optics when I watch him tells me you circumvent the game, you flop a lot, you're a dirty player, and there's a reason why you never won. There's a reason why you could never get over, because you're good enough, and see, this shows I'm not being a hater. He's good enough that he should have won a championship. I've been to a finals by now. They had some teams. That Clipper team, it was laid out for you, dude. The Lakers were in the shit. The Mavs were in the shit. The Suns were in the shit. The West, it was laid out for the Clippers. And they gave up a 3-1 lead. They gave up a 3.
I'll be honest with you though. That little 5-year run or whatever it was that he was with the Clippers, where Stephen A. Smith would pick them every year.
Yeah.
There was like 3 years in a row where Stephen A. picked them to go to the finals. And I'll be honest, I just never saw that in them. I really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't see that they were that good. I don't know what everybody else saw. Maybe it was just because of Chris Paul. And, Blake Griffin was still a star at the time. Blake Griffin was at the height.
Fake Blake.
Of his Blake Griffin.
Fake Blake. I've always, since Oklahoma, I've always called him Fake Blake Griffin. Since Oklahoma. People used to look at me like, I mean, I don't have to say why. I've been proven right. I don't have to say why. I said it then. You saw his career.
Yeah.
I don't have to say nothing else. Look, man, I gotta go. I gotta feed the pregnant lady and the child. Listen, but I'm gonna get you out of here on this though. 2 things. Number 1, where tip-off 2021 October for the Portland Trail Blazers. Question 1, yes or no, is Dame Lillard on that team? And number 2, tell everybody where they can find you.
1, I think tip-off, I'm going to say he's still with the Blazers then.
Okay.
I think this is gonna pass for now. But like I said earlier, I would not be shocked if by the trade deadline you see him move. But for tip-off, 2021, October, whatever the date is, yeah, I'll say he's still in Portland. As far as social media,
tell everybody where they can find you. Yep.
Chris Partee. Find me at Chris Partee on Twitter, Instagram. Check me out on FullPressCoverage.com every week. I do a few articles a week. And you can check out my podcast there, too, the Courtside Crossover with Chris Partee. That's where you find me.
Hey, brother, this was fun, man. And we just just getting started. Trust me, we just getting started. You're a big football head, so am I.
We honestly could have gone 3 hours. I know you got stuff.
Oh, we could have gone, bro. Let me tell you something. We could have gone 4 or 5. We could have gone 4 or 5. I keep it a buck, man. I'm very confident in my skill set. It's very few people can hang and fuck with me, bro. I can do a 5-hour show, and I mean that. I can do a 5-hour show. I have notes and notes and notes and shit. I've been writing. I write notes over days. If something happens, I'll grab, and I have multiple like pads. I have like multiple pads that I use. And if I grab something, I mean, I got loose leaf sheets of paper of notes and shit. This is what I want to do, dog, until I die. My kids, they don't know it. My kids gonna have a show when they like 8 years old. They're going to have their own sports talk show, and they're like 8 years old. Like, I'm going to be the first father, daughter, son sports talk show combination, like dead-ass serious. But I respect your game, man, and I love the way you talk your sports. And we definitely got to get you back on. I got to get over on your show, too, and on your platform. But during football season, I do like 4 or 5 shows a week because I am a football – because I cover high school. I call games for high school for Fox Sports West, and I call games for college for ESPN Radio. So, and then I love the NFL. So I talk high school, college, and NFL. So I do like 4 or 5. So football season, you play fantasy?
I had a 12-year stretch where I played it every year. I was league commissioner, but I haven't done it in a few years now. It's been about 5-6 years for me since I played.
People who don't play fantasy anymore are like people to me who quit smoking weed. What the fuck are you doing? The fuck is wrong with you? Don't ask me what's wrong with me because I still smoke weed. Why the fuck did you quit? Well, I got a job. You don't know about Q-Carbo 30? You don't know about Q-Carbo 32? They saw that shit at GNC, bruh. That shit works. It passes you. You ain't trying to get to you ain't Sha'Carri Richardson. You ain't trying to get to the Olympics. You trying to get a job at T-Mobile. Get the fuck out of here, man. I stopped smoking because my job. Man, what? Let me tell y'all something, man. So whenever I hear people go, man, I used to play fantasy, but I just go, I don't like it. Yeah. I do. This year, I'm doing 25 leagues this year.
So, now that's just too much.
No, it's not.
25 leagues?
My highest number was 43. And 1 year, I have the proof. You can go back and, you can go back. As long as you got your login, you can always go back and look at your old team. And 1 year, I did 43 leagues. I only had 3 teams under 500, and I won 15 championships, and I kept up with people keep saying, oh, it takes so much time. No, it doesn't, dude. You do it while you're taking your shit in the morning, or you do it while you're sitting in the sauna at the gym, or sitting in the steam room at the gym. And 9 times out of 10, your week coming up game, unless you got like 4 guys from the same bye, you don't take out Pat Mahomes, you don't take out Kelsey, you don't take out Derrick Henry, you don't take out Saquon Barkley, you don't take out Jefferson. There's certain guys, like Kyler Murray was one of my quarterbacks for like 4 of my teams last year. I didn't touch him. He played 16 games. I didn't touch him. It's like, even if I had another quarterback that I thought might have a bigger it's like, yeah, but Kyler's going to give me rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. He's got DeAndre Hopkins, so he can run for 2 and throw for 1. So I'm going to get rushing numbers and points, and I'm going to get some. So, yeah, I'm going to just stick with. So when people go, oh, man, that's just too much, my sports arrogance, because I'm a very arrogant sports fan, and people say the way to heal is to admit it, because I used to fight against that. When people, you think you know everything, and I'd be like, I kind of do. I know most. And one of my nicknames is Mr. 8515, and people go, what does that mean? That means 85% of the shit I predicted come true. If I had thousands of dollars, $100,000 to go to Vegas and bet on sports, I'd clean the fuck up. I have all day. I have a pad. I have a notebook where I pick every NFL game every week. And my goal is to get to the end of the season and see if I won 85% of the games. Last year I came in at like 83.4%. And I'm just picking Sunday games. And I look at the spread and I go, okay, because Vegas, you can't beat Vegas. You might as well roll with them. You're going to find some surprises, but for the big shit, just kind of Vegas. If Vegas is calling it a 4-point game, bro, it's going to be about a 6-5 or a 4-point game. Yeah. They know what you think you can outsmart them. Yes, you get 1 or 2, game like in the NBA betting on games. They find their suckers between an OG man, old man sipping some yak, in the sports betting room at Bally's Hotel out there like 4 a.m. once told me. I was doing a live show, and he's like, what are you doing, Ernest? I'm doing a radio show. I said, come. Guy came and sat with me, talking sports. They have all the game, all the spreads on the big monitor. You're looking around. He goes, Vegas makes their money Tuesday to Thursday in the NBA. Because nobody's watching Memphis versus Orlando on a Tuesday night. That's the game that the refs can slow the action down if they want to keep this spread where it needs. It's real shit, bro. Baseball, certain umpires have certain strike zones.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball, certain refs think this is a foul. Certain refs think hand is part of the ball. Depends on where they exactly. That shit's all real, man. Like uncut gems. That shit's real, man. That's how Vegas built that city in the middle of a fucking desert. House wins. So I'm big on that with football, but we'll definitely get you back on for football, man. And this has been a pleasure, homeboy.
For sure, man. I'm gonna holler at you soon.
No doubt, man. You already know how it is, man. Leave them snow bunnies alone out there, bro. I should not have done that, but this water, man. This water. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have. But this water.
And I knew you was gonna sneak one of them in. I was surprised it took you so long. Honestly, I was ready for it out the gate. Honestly,
just so you know, I can dish it and take it. So you are now been christened in to the unsportsmanlike conduct family. So trust me, I can take jokes too, bro. If you got some funny shit to say about me when we come on air, you're more than welcome. All I tell people is just make sure it's funny. If I already heard Fat Joe, I've already heard Sinbad, I've already heard Oreo, coffee with too much cream. Like if you're going clown, just make it funny, man. Don't just come with the corny. Because then if I don't laugh, then people go, oh, when people make fun of him, he don't laugh. It's like, nah, your shit wasn't funny. I've been a comedian. I've been a stand-up comedian for 20 years, dog. I've opened up for some of the biggest names in this industry. I know fucking funny. You're not funny. So I love you, brother. Stay blessed, man.
For sure, bro. I'm gonna holler at you.
All right, peace, homie.
All right.
My man, Chris Party. All right, I'm out. I got to go feed the fam, man. I love you guys, man. VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Spreaker.com. I want to thank all my listeners and everybody for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all. Rest in peace, my man, Biz Marquis. Rest in peace, Biz Marquis. We love you, man. Make the music with your mouth, Biz.